It's at $21.
Oh, these things are a steal.
Oh, those are World War II medals.
That's a lot of them, though. That's 5 medals.
Well, listen, we are not...
Are there any Purple Hearts at all that you've seen?
There's a ton of them.
I'm seeing... Joe said there's a ton of them.
Hold on. Joe's done some stuff on eBay as well.
There's plenty of them on there.
Hey, Don, can I mention one thing?
Sure.
The Puck Show on your locally KGEO, just wanted to plug them because they're the guys that sent me out to you.
All right. Oh, yeah, in Bakersfield, California. You bet. All right.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Let's see, this one that Joe got on eBay. U.S. Army USMC Purple Heart Medal, $26.99. That's it looks just like the ones that we have.
Surprisingly affordable.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Christ. Okay. Well, don't sell them. Don't sell them.
Don't do that.
The guy on line 1 would like to dispute the guy you just talked to, his story.
Okay. Hello there, Don and Mike show. Hello.
Hey, Don and Mike.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. Hey, I wish you would have kept them online, but here on the local radio show, that Puck Show comes on right after you guys get off the air, and I remember hearing it about, it was about this time last year, and the guy, they were laughing it up, and they were having a good time about it like it was some big joke or something, that he drove all the way out there, and those Purple Hearts, I mean, I'm sure they're probably all legit Purple Hearts, but I don't think his father really killed himself on his doorstep like he said he did.
So you dispute the guy.
Okay, so hold on. Just to
I bet the guy would call back.
Just to follow up on this, what you're saying is that on the show...
They were laughing and joking it up on the Puck Show, like a couple days later or something like that.
They were laughing about that he came out with the Purple Hearts?
Yeah. I heard. So, I don't know specific details, because it was last year.
Hold on, Mike. Before you lead, and I know where you want to lead him.
Right.
Can I just ask this, maybe, without leading? Why were they laughing?
Well, I mean, from a guy, if I don't know, if my father killed himself...
No, the disc jockeys...
I wouldn't be laughing about giving away some Purple Hearts.
That's not the question.
No. When you said the disc jockeys were laughing, why were they laughing?
What was the joke?
Why?
Well, I don't know if it was much of a joke, but it was at the part, they were laughing about the expression on Beth Ann's face when he gave him the Purple Hearts. He said something about, I have no use for them anymore, you keep them, and then they started busting a gut.
Was it a fabricated story?
That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, I don't know.
Did you listen or did you not listen to what they were saying?
Well, I listened, but like I said, it happened last year. I don't know the whole...
No.
You know what? This is crap. Okay, we're going to stop this. We're just going to stop this.
I'm going to give the show in Bakersfield that follows us the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I imagine a couple days later, maybe the guy calls into their show, and they just laugh at him, and they say...
They're laughing about him coming across the country.
What a dumbass you are for getting in your car, driving 3,000 miles, and embarrassing those guys by giving him those medals and telling them that your dad offed himself.
Oh, yeah, did you think I was going to lead the charge thinking that we were like being scammed or something like that? No, but the one thing that guy said that held a little bit of interest to me is that that is kind of an interesting story that he would have actually taken his own life on the doorstep and left the medals there. I certainly at the time believed it, but
all right, well,
with further scrutiny, everything can be cleared up.
If the guy would call back, I could think of no better way to start this Veterans Day show.
Yes, it would be a tribute
than to really put him on the stand and ask him all the questions about what happened with dear old
He didn't
Dad.
seem, if my memory serves me correctly, he did not seem particularly distressed by the recent goings on.
No. Can I take this brief moment to announce the return of the Don and Mike Gutter Balls?
Hallelujah!
Yay. That, in fact, we will be playing our own brand of professional bowling.
Show bowling.
That's show bowling. Thank you, Mike.
Enjoy our fabulous show bowling.
We would love to, seriously, we'd love to meet you all. It'll be next Wednesday night at Bowl America in Fairfax, VA. We'll be playing against a bunch of our listeners, a bowling troupe known as the Pinheads.
The Pinheads, very good.
Sounds
Looking forward to that.
We will start bowling at 8:30 p.m. We'll be there plenty early, juicing up. Those of us who are juicing.
Yes, right. I will not be juicing. I will be drinking a diet beverage.
No, and by that I meant taking steroids.
Oh, that's right.
Those of us, and Mike, you're still on the roids, right?
I'm taking the cream and the clear.
Yeah, and Buzz, I will need the ass shot from you.
I'm soaking in it, yes.
And remember, if anybody asks, you say it's B12.
B12.
That's right.
That's what Raffy said.
Right.
All right, so it's Bowl America, Fairfax. Next Wednesday night, come on out. We'd love to meet you. Watch the Gutter Balls. Watch how bad we suck bowling.
Right behind Artie's.
8:30. and we'll see you there. All the information will be on our website.
Good.
Let me see. Is this the guy? Hello. Is this the guy who gave us the medals?
No. I listen to the Puck Show, though, and I listen, obviously, to you guys. The guy that gave you the medals, his dad killed himself.
What? Your phone dropped out. What?
The guy that gave us the medals.
His dad did kill himself on his doorstep.
What can you shed any light as to what everybody was laughing about?
Mike, hold on a second. Let me cut through because
the guy,
the DJ, Puck, the DJ is on the phone.
Right.
Hey, what's happening, dude?
Hey, he did kill himself. His father went up to his doorstep, knocked on the front door, and then took a shotgun and blew his brains out.
Wow.
Absolutely. And the thing that we are laughing about, and I don't know what that chucklehead was calling about, but the thing we were laughing about is because Hop, our good friend, the guy that gave you the medals, also has flesh-eating bacteria of his ball sack.
Okay.
No, we're not making this up. He literally got the flesh-eating bacteria
on his nuts. Okay.
On his nuts. Wow. Had to have the skin removed.
Wow.
And replaced with a skin graft from the inside of his thigh.
Now, how come we don't get that? All we get is listen, my dad killed himself on the doorstep, and here's my Purple Hearts.
Maybe we should have kept the guy in the studio. We were a little curt with him.
Well, but the funny thing is that that day that we were laughing, we actually got the chance to, I mean, it's as gay as it sounds, we actually...
You guys should get the Purple Heart just for that.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, thank you, Puck. Thanks for calling in, because now we've got the guy with the messed up sack.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, so
you got the flesh-eating virus, huh?
Yeah,
you came to listen. No offense, that guy Puck seems like a decent guy, and I'm glad that his show is on after ours. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But really, you drive 3,000 miles. What? You can't share with us the fact that you've got a flesh-eating bacteria on your nuts? You got to
just tell you that day.
We would have certainly. Did we hustle you in and out of the studio a little too quickly?
Yeah, I think it was a little too quick because you were also scheduled to give Tom Gavin a massage, and Don offered me up instead of Tom Gavin, and you said, no way, flesh-eating virus.
Oh, so you did mention the flesh-eating virus.
I thought he did, yeah.
We all were scared of this guy.
Yeah.
Remember, we kept him in the lobby a long time.
Shocked
before
by
we
the
even let him
medals.
come back.
Yeah,
I brought Rob the aluminum bottles of beer and all that stuff.
You were kind of creepy, but you really do. Has this flesh-eating virus been? Have you gotten it under control?
Oh, it's wiped out. Yeah, that happened in 2002.
Who'd you get it from?
I don't know. It started as a boil, is what it started out as.
Okay. Oh, God. Yeah. But when you came in here, you did mention that you had a flesh-eating bacteria on your nuts, and I guess that we were just flipped out that you just told us that your dad had offed himself and left you the medals. The next time you drive 3,000 miles to be on the show, reverse the order.
Yeah.
Tell us first, say Don,
the way,
and then after we talk about that, then we can talk about your dad.
Why did your dad, you believe, obviously there are a million reasons, depression, obvious reasons, but I mean, why did your dad do that in that location? Why did he do it so?
You got me. He could have done that any number of places. I guess he just wanted to be found, and found he was. I mean, we were sitting here watching a Baltimore Orioles baseball game, and then all of a sudden, pow, and we opened the front door, and there he was.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. Now, did you see this coming at all? Did he have a history of, traumatic syndrome from the war?
Yeah, he was a bit unstable, but we were getting ready. I was getting ready to have power of attorney turned over to me, and he was kind of depressed because he thought his eyesight was going and he was going to lose his driver's license.
Now, how
he was old.
Well, while all of this was happening, a precursor to this, when you were watching the Orioles game before this awful event happened, did you have the bacteria on your nuts then?
No, that was back in 2002, and my dad killed himself last year, May of last year.
Can you hold on a moment? Because, God, people love this topic.
Well, sure.
Hold on. Here's a guy who says that guy's
so many layers.
A liar. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
How you guys doing?
Hi, we're doing very well, thank you.
My name's Larry. I'm from Sac, and I saw Mike drinking Irish whiskey. I bought him a shot.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Are you talking about... You're not talking about the guy on the telephone. You're talking about Mike O'Mara?
Mike, yes, I was at O'Mara's, and this guy was downing a bottle of Irish whiskey.
When?
He did not quit drinking.
When?
Yesterday.
Yes, you're absolutely right, sir. What time yesterday?
yesterday at 3 o'clock. She started
Absolutely.
That's right.
3 o'clock.
He wasn't here. That's for
Yep,
sure.
I have no alibi.
Mike, I'm sorry.
I'm busted.
It said this guy is a liar, and I thought it was about the guy on the phone.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
but
no.
interesting, nevertheless.
No, I'll tell you.
At 3 o'clock.
How dare you? 3 o'clock, right? It was
That's where you were.
right during the show. You were there drinking a bottle of whiskey.
Yes, as I always do the day before Veterans Day.
Mike and I discussed this before the show. I asked him, here's the deal with Mike. No booze, 12 days now.
Right.
However,
Is this day 12 or
Day
13?
12.
day 12, we're counting. Day 12, no booze, more food though.
Yeah.
More food.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
No, she knows. She knows. She said, "How was the Hershey bar?" Carla said that to me when I came home.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm being honest. She knows I'm eating badly.
I only mentioned it.
Carla, Carla listens at this hour.
You did it so funny when you came in the office today.
Carla, if you're
I'm
listening,
not trying to out you with
I know.
with your gal.
Let me do it now that it's out there.
Okay.
Carla ate a big lunch today. I had a crab cake, a steak salad, and a piece of cheesecake. And I'm sorry. Because she has been very helpful to me with this Weight Watchers thing, and since I've been on the wagon, the food has kind of crept into the booze thing. So I that's why I think
Especially sugar.
hey, you can rationalize anything, but that's why I'm eating. And I'm out now. When I get home, it's going to be, how was the cheesecake? That's and it's fine. It's not but I think underneath the surface, she's probably pissed off at me.
It's understandable because now you don't have to fight the nausea with the hangover every day, and it's going to leave you hungrier. I've been through it.
Don't worry about it, Mike, because you're going to win her over this weekend in Atlantic City, baby.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
I think I might have said that I'm not going back there either. And see, once again, I've succumbed to that. Hey, look,
You're human.
you got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
That's going to be a test for you. That's a real test. Going to AC, especially if you get on a losing streak and it gets to be late and you're sitting there like one of those blue hairs at the Wheel of Fortune machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got to figure out a beverage, a substitute beverage. Because Diet Cokes aren't going to do it.
Have y'all thought about O'Doul's?
Maybe.
Or maybe a ginger ale.
I don't like the taste of ginger.
Be a lady tonight.
No, but I soda water makes me go to the bathroom too much.
Yeah.
Don't you like the taste of Ginger Lynn?
Ginger Lynn. I prefer Amber Lynn.
Hello. Oh, the guy's still there.
I'm here.
Oh,
Flesh-eating guys here?
Yeah, flesh-eating guys back on the phone.
What should we do with these medals? Veterans are upset that we have them.
Yeah, really.
You've left us with these medals.
Serious question, sir.
Hey, if any veterans are out there offended by it, just eat one and just, keep the medals, guys.
Now, see, that's not nice.
That doesn't help us.
That's not right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get too heavy on you, but I mean, did you feel that way about your old man?
Hold on a second. Who's
No,
on?
it was just a bit for the radio show. That's all I wanted to see if I could get in the studio, and I did.
Hi, Beth Ann.
Hey, I just want, the people who are offended to know that, I like put them in a place of honor. I always like dust them. If it's I even like talking.
Yeah. Put them in a place of honor. You put them in a safe place, nice warm place.
Yeah, I remembered who wore them and that he served our country.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
And I wanted,
Did you polish them?
Huh?
Did you polish them? Did you rub them?
Vigorously?
A little, yeah. But with reverence.
Of course.
Reverence. Yes.
Yes, it's petting to a point. All right, don't. Thank you, B.A.
I think the deal with this guy that's on the phone with you were mad at your father, right?
Well, understandably, I would say.
Of course, yeah, I do understand.
All right, dude. Well, listen, we'll figure out what to do with them.
I put them in good hands as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank God he doesn't have children.
See you.
Exactly.
See you later. Yeah, right.
Good luck with the flesh-eating virus on your sack.
Hello there.
Oh, he's all better now.
Yes.
You know what? Look at that.
With the skin grafts.
This same thing as yesterday. I push on the thing. Look at that. And it's not doing.
Sometimes if you do this.
Push on that.
And then do that.
That and that. And then there. Hey, there you go. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Mike, this is Carla.
Who?
Carla.
It's Carla calling for Mike.
I
heard what you had for lunch, son. You are too big bone. I'm going to cut you off. And I've been measuring the peanut butter, and it is 2 tablespoons lower than it was last night.
When did she develop the southern accent?
What a masterful impression that was. Incredible. The lovely
Uncanny,
Carla.
really.
Absolutely phenomenal. She took me by surprise.
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Yeah, suggestions for substitute alcohol drinks, get those Thomas Kemper soda pops, Mike. They're almost as expensive, and they taste really good.
Thomas Kemper soda?
All right, thank you.
Where do you get that?
What the hell's that? But you know what this weekend, Don? You know who's going to be the lucky guy in the casino?
Who's that?
Mike's going to be the lucky guy in the casino.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm feeling it. I think it's going to be a good one. I don't think I'm going to come back with my hat in my hand again. I don't think I'm going to have to borrow cab fare. I think it's going to be a winning Saturday. I think Atlantic City's never going to see a bigger winner than me.
I think you're going to lose. And I think you're going to fight your demons. And I think...
You think I'm going to fall off this weekend?
No, I'm rooting for you against the demons.
Yeah.
Now, you against the house, not a chance. You against the demons, demons being booze,
yeah,
you win.
All right.
You're a winner.
The only way that I would fall off is if I had some sort of overwhelming victory of some kind.
No.
Wow.
No.
What?
No.
And then champagne for all.
Listen,
champagne.
Listen, Cristal. Listen, Jay-Z. Dude, mister, I gotta brush my teeth with Cristal. No. If it's great, that's not a reason. If you lose everything, that's not a reason.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
gonna wait.
Just go up there. Have a good time.
I'm gonna wait. Sell sparkling apple juice.
Yeah.
Toast it. Put it in a champagne glass. So I can have my picture taken with that big check that they'll put on the wall of the hotel. There I am again. The only big check is like what I've spent in the last 2 years.
You're amazing. Yeah, this is why you're amazing. You want to be committed to your diet.
Right.
You want to stop smoking, and you want to stop drinking.
Yeah.
So, where are you going this weekend? Atlantic City.
Perfect. Yeah. What could go wrong?
The Golden Boy.
Yeah, you're right. I like challenges.
Yeah.
I truly do.
So do I. That's why I'm here every day. I mean, no offense to you guys. You know what I mean.
None taken.
It looks good on you.
Looks good on you, though.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Mike, your problem is that most bars don't carry Diet Ginger Ale. Does Hank's Look Around of Manassas carry
Hank's Look Around Cafe?
Oh, look at everybody.
Diet Ginger, I don't believe so.
No, it's a rare bird.
Trying to give you plugs, and don't forget tonight at Mike's. It's
if you're going to say a bad one, you ought to say at least the real name of the place.
Okay.
Now I accept the half price Coronas on Hispanic Migrant Worker Night. But come on, you can't have it all. You know what I mean?
Okay, tonight at O'Mara's.
Okay. Here it comes.
It's Crack Mama.
Oh, good. It's about time.
Bailey's on ice, half off. Only if you're crack baby mama.
Bailey's on ice.
Bailey's on ice.
Yeah, well, the crack mamas do enjoy the Irish cream.
Oh, nice ladies, too.
So good.
So sweet, just like a little milkshake.
And Mike, don't cheap them out now. Give them don't do the optical illusion that you restaurateurs do,
right,
where you have the glass that looks like it's tiny, or you can have the big tall glass when really there's more fluid in the small one. Right. Just give them the standard 6 ounces.
Yeah, they're crack mamas. They're not going to know the difference.
True.
They're really not going to care. You know what they want? They want the sweet taste on their tongue.
And don't forget, tomorrow night, college kids, O'Mara's of Manassas is the place to go. It's free roofie night.
Great.
As you come in the door, get your complimentary roofie. There you go.
Yeah. That one hurt a little bit.
Oh, that hurt?
Yeah, that one. Crack mama,
kid.
It's like, because it's like, did you hear that? No, it's fine.
Oh, what do you care? You're going to be in Atlantic City.
Hopefully.
No, you'll be there.
Well, I mean, I told you. I mean, it depends.
I know. You're waiting to hear back from
the new hotel that I'm trying. See how much they want me. See how much they want my business.
Mr. High Roller.
See how much.
What's sad is you are enough of a high roller that you can call up there and I don't mean
not really.
That's not sad.
Not at the other place.
That's good.
Not at the other place.
That's good that you gambled.
The other place they just didn't think so.
You just didn't lose enough there.
That's probably true.
That's why. Sure.
They're all about I found out, I thought like if you went and you lost a lot one time, that would be good for at least a year. No, they'd like you to do that every month. Right. That's what the other place told me.
Okay. Well,
so I told them to go to hell.
Go to the place where you can lose, for what most people would be 2 to 3 months' salary, and feel good that you get a complimentary room out of it.
You don't have any faith. I think it's going to be win-win.
That's right.
It's going to be win-win-win.
Everybody.
I'm going to be paying the government a lot of taxes this weekend.
I don't think so. Not unless you get another speeding ticket. And for God's sakes,
you really do pay attention, don't you?
For God's sakes,
Yeah, I
keep it on the cruise control, especially on the turnpike.
Yeah. I swear to God, I am. That's why I'm leaving early in the morning if I go. Because I'm going to take my time up there, and I'm going to try to go early when there's not a lot of traffic.
Why'd you just let Chicky Poo drive? You lay back. I mean, I'm type A.
She does mind doing that. So
I used to do that with Frida a lot of times. If I would be in a rush to get somewhere, I swear, and it would drive me nuts because I hated driving with her because she drove like Rob, like an old lady. But a lot of times they say,
right.
God,
that's a good. That is a good strategy.
There's 8,000 speed traps here. Okay, you drive.
Yeah.
And besides, that way, if you ever
I am going to take your advice on that one. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
You ever get pulled over, the case of Frida and Carla, you got a hot chick behind the wheel, and they can get out of it easier than
I'm going to do that.
Than you can. There
because it's the excitement, of wanting to get there.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I've had some of my best traffic stops on that little road right outside Atlantic City. And man, those New Jersey state troopers, they're scary.
That's the loser mile.
No slack.
You want to really take a look. Take a look at the New Jersey state trooper outfits. And then go back to, his era, the 1940s.
Wow.
Because they're very similar.
Very reminiscent of the state of Rhode Island as well. Has that...
it's like those little hats that are kind of like curled up.
And it's the goose stepper look, because they've also got the belt that goes like up over their shoulders.
And they've got the knee-high boots.
Yeah.
The leather boots.
Stay inside the cars, sir.
Otherwise known as jack boots.
Hello, right. Don and Mike show.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey, Mike, I just wanted to ask you, when is needle exchange night?
When is what?
When is what?
Needle exchange night.
Needle exchange night.
Needle.
Right. Needle exchange night, I think that's after the first of the year. But thank you. Thank you.
That's a great public service, and we thank you for that.
I thank you.
Now, I certainly have kidded you here. I will tell you that today I did get a possible glimpse into my own future.
Okay.
When I was in Safeway. This is about 10 o'clock this morning. I'm buying the last-minute errands that the gypsies need. They come once a week to clean the house.
Right.
I've got the list of stuff. And I swear to Christ, I'm in Safeway, the regular Safeway. There is a guy. Now, to say that he was cool like the Big Lebowski would not be true. But it was a grown man who looked nothing like Jeff Daniels, who was wearing...
Bridges.
I'm sorry, Jeff Bridges,
right. Thank
you. He was wearing had to be woman's house coat.
Seriously?
Now listen, I'm telling you, I felt, just bear with me for a second, right. And I felt that the longer I go, and the longer that, I also realized today, this gas thing has not affected me at all. You know why? The price of gas? Because I don't do anything and I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to the store, I go to work, I go home. That's all I do. I do nothing. I don't go anywhere. I don't talk to nobody. I don't do nothing. It's just where I'm at right now. So I'm in the store and I'm looking for the stuff, the cleaning crap I'm supposed to get, because for whatever reason, what's her name? Maria Moldauer. She doesn't like the fact that I buy Fantastic Orange. She likes the clear Fantastic.
Regular.
That's her name. That's my cleaning lady's name.
Lovely.
You may remember her from Midnight at the Oasis.
Yeah.
Send your camel to bed.
Yeah, right. So I'm really studying in the aisle, trying to make sure I get the right products, and I see the guy. Now, he has on a woman's house coat. He has on slippers.
Wow.
He has about a 3-day growth of beard. And what he is doing is, he has a cart. There's nothing in the cart. As he's walking up and down the aisles, and now I am in the aisle where on one side it has cleaning products, and on the other side it's got a combination of pet stuff and health food.
Okay.
The health food is like down in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, in the place of honor near the pet food.
Well, I think it goes like health food, and that leads into like health and beauty aids, and then you've got just a very small area where it's pet toys and stuff.
Okay.
Right, okay.
And that's across the aisle from the cleaning products. My point is this. I'm standing there looking at this, and I see the guy, and what he's doing is, they were like power bars or whatever.
Right.
He would pick up a box of them, open it up, take a bite, go, and then put it back.
Oh, my God.
Now,
so he ain't right.
Now, I followed the guy around the store.
Oh, good.
Okay? The guy stopped in every aisle. To me, the grossest moment was and I don't even go down the bread aisle, but I'm following him.
Yes.
Because he gets down the bread aisle, and of course, what's he go for? Good old Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
And here's what he did. Again, now, he's a guy pushing a cart. I swear to Christ, 10 o'clock this morning, Northern Virginia, pretty nice suburb that I live in. The guy's got on a house coat.
It was 10 o'clock?
Slippers, yes, 10 o'clock this morning.
Jesus.
What he does is...
So you weren't the only guy in the store then?
No, and there were other people. Mm-hmm. I said something to one of the guys in the store that I know, one of the guys that works in the store. I said, you see that guy? And they said... Yeah, like
so you instantaneously know that they're not going to do anything about it.
He's been there before. Well, here's what he does that really grosses me out.
Okay,
he's in the bread aisle and he goes for the Wonder Bread and he opens up the package and he starts almost like he's dealing cards. He's going like this, and now there's 1 piece of bread on the floor, 2 pieces of bread, 3 piece, 4 piece, 5 piece. Stops for a moment. Now the bread is on the floor.
Right.
Reaches down, picks a piece up off the floor, goes...
And eats it?
No, hold on a second. Like, eats half the piece of bread that was on the floor, and then goes... like he's got to spit it out somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So he goes into his hand. He goes like this. He goes... And there's like half a chunk of eaten
Wonder Bread.
Eaten Wonder Bread. And then he makes this move. I swear on Frida's grave, he does this. He's wearing a robe. He's got the gunk in his hand. He takes his right hand and he wipes it on his right buttock. Uh-huh. Now, not on his buttock per se, because he is wearing a robe.
So he wipes it on the terry cloth.
And then as his cart moves past, I notice again the crazy man in the bathrobe walking through the grocery store, eating stuff, leaving stuff in its wake, and he has it looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy has exploded on his ass,
right?
Because he just has a big spot of goo.
Nothing gummier than fresh Wonder Bread.
That's right.
No, and I'm standing there, and I'm looking at this guy. And
Did you make any eye contact with him?
Oh, no. He scared me big time.
Who is the celebrity he most resembled?
I would love to tell you something exotic like Jim Ignatowski or the Big
Was
Lebowski.
it Ken Stevens?
Actually, the celebrity he most resembled is a much dirtier, although it's hard to say dirtier, is the actor's name Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt?
Oliver Platt.
Yeah, like the guy that was on Huff. He's great.
Yeah, he was on The West Wing.
Right. That's a great visual.
Yes, the legal
and I can see like the 3-day growth of beard.
I'm not sure it wasn't Oliver Platt.
So he's got like that, maybe he's Hispanic, I don't know what his look is about him. He's got an exotic look. Uh-huh. He does have the mustache,
right,
like Oliver Platt does. Mm-hmm. The hair is a bit longer. Uh-huh. But seriously, and the guy appears to be about my age, like, mid to late 40s.
So the manager that you talked to, or the guy that you talked to, is just this guy's kind of, his behavior's accepted?
I talked to the guy, not the man. God, I don't know this guy's name. The big black guy that I always say I do. I'm sorry.
BBG.
I'm sorry. Rob looks at me like, hey, way to go. Yeah. No, he's gigantic. He's a mountain of a man. He's like 6'8". The guy is freaking huge.
Right.
So I've not said anything to anybody in the store, but I'm wheeling my cart by, and I go, hey, I was just watching this guy here. And he said, yeah, he comes in about once a month. I said, I've seen him like eat stuff and put it back. He said, yeah, we'll call his family and they'll come pay for him. It's okay. And then here's what the guy said to me, and he meant it as a joke. He's a good guy.
They call the family?
Yes.
It doesn't seem to be the best solution.
It's pretty regular, though. I mean, they've obviously got a system.
Right.
He said to me, now this guy, the big black guy, who's a friend of mine.
Right.
Sadly, I don't know the big black guy's name. And stop it, Rob. I am friends with him. He said to me, don't worry, we'll treat you the same way when you start coming in the store in your robe.
Ouch.
When you start eating stuff off the shelf.
Very nice.
And I just had that very brief about Schmidt moment.
What kind of pants was the guy wearing? Was he wearing sweatpants, or did he look like he was maybe wearing pajama bottom?
No, they wore, as a matter of fact, I don't know how to describe the fabric. Maybe like, when I say lame, that's not right.
Okay, so he's wearing kind of almost
silk,
like a rayon,
could be
maybe?
satin, silk, something like that.
They were gold.
But they were like pajama-like.
Yes, they were gold pajama pants.
Kind of shiny.
Pants. Gold pajama pants. He had on what appeared to be like hush puppy slippers.
Sure.
And a pink, no doubt about it, ladies' house coat.
I don't care about the theft, but I'm concerned about the hygiene. I don't want him putting bread back on the shelf that he's had in his hands and on the floor.
I got the feeling that they were walking around behind him
and cleaning up after him.
And they were watching him, and I guess
makes you think like when you're doing that shopping though, where hands have been.
I worked for 3 or 4 years for the great Safeway Corporation.
Right.
And the handbook for the employee is really sort of understated, but you're never supposed to mess with the customer.
Right.
If they're not stealing and they're not causing trouble, you just sort of let them go on their way.
Uh-huh.
And one rash of things we had, I worked in a Safeway.
But if you take a bite of a Power Bar and you just put it back, you've stolen.
Yeah, but apparently they know that the family's going to make good, so they're not going to cause a scene or cause any trouble.
So they let the guy come in and get out?
Apparently so.
Pretty good show, though. It sounded like you were getting quite a floor show.
Yeah, it was a lot more than I had bargained for.
And now the store is expecting this behavior from you.
Yeah.
Was anybody else following the guy around just to watch him?
There were 2 other people in the store who were not following him like I was. I was following him like maybe at 3 car lengths. There were other people that would do the thing where they'd get to the end of the aisle and they would pretend like they were looking at something, and really they would be peeking around to see what the crazy guy in the house coat was doing.
Do you think if somebody had walked up and like grabbed him by the elbow and said, "Sir, you can't do that," that he would have reacted like Raymond?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Like Rain Man.
Who knows? All I know is that, seriously, even if it kills me, I got to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the one truism that I came away with.
And don't wear a robe.
That I got to get out of my freaking house. It's been 4 months now since Frida died. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. God, what? And we're about to get into like winter and all that crap.
That's when people, you've got a little like a jump on cabin fever.
Right.
Yeah.
When I checked at the Safeway in Richmond, we were awash with homeless people that would come in really just to get warm sometimes.
Right.
Great neighborhood. And we had a rash in, not a literal rash, but a rash of behavior where they would go in and hit the deodorant aisle. And they would open up a deodorant, help themselves, and then put it back. No, roll-on, or the stick. But here's what's great. It was like about 94 when the Old Spice Company started putting a plastic dome on top of the product.
Right. Yeah.
So they would come, take the deodorant off the shelf, rub it under their arm, but it was just the plastic. Then someone would buy the deodorant and get it home, and then they'd open it, and it would reek of homeless.
Hair on it.
We honored every refund.
Sure.
2 or 3 a week. It happened a lot.
You know what I think I'll do? I think that I'll go back to the Safeway. I can tie this all up. I'm going to take those Purple Hearts to Safeway tonight.
There you go.
And I'm going to tell...
with a robe?
And I'm going to tell my big black friend that works there, the next time you see the crazy guy, give him to him.
Give him the Purple Hearts.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That'll just add it.
No,
yes, that does tie it up in a nice little bow.
And if he wears it on his robe, people will say, that's sad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cut him a free slice, but then he could eat the whole Power Bar.
I promise you that will not be me. Hello. Where's your sister at?
Oh, she's right here.
Would you put her on, please?
Sure.
You know what else was bad is when homeless people would pay for food with food stamps that they kept in their shoe that would really absorb the smell of foot.
God.
Hello, is this Molly McBride?
Yeah.
Molly.
Yeah.
Listen.
The unsinkable Molly McBride.
Now, didn't I just say moments ago, I threw a big-ass compliment your way. Producer of the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have to take them to Safeway, do I?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to say this as nice as possible. Where are my freaking Sharpies?
That's a psychological thing for you. I mean, that's like that's superstition.
Right.
You got to have those Sharpies.
Good luck.
They'll be there in a second.
No, not in a second. Now!
I know. Come.
Now. Hang up now. Now.
Sharpies, very important.
Now.
Yes. In a rainbow of colors.
Must have Sharpies.
Your entire cash drawer would smell like foot all day.
Wow.
With the food stamps?
Horrible. They keep them in their shoe. Summertime.
Hey, Don, that's your rainbow coalition.
Summertime.
Here they come, the Sharpies.
Thank you.
Sharpies.
Sharpies.
Thank you, Miss Hathaway. Thanks so much for bringing those into the studio promptly.
That's Anne Hathaway.
Let me make sure. Okay, put them in the right order.
How are the points?
I'll let you know.
Points don't matter to you, do they?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Sorry, didn't know it.
Yes, they do. Did I show you? Hold on. Oh, no, yeah, you saw this already.
Is this the keychain?
F you.
Is this the keychain that your friend gave you?
Yes.
Your friend.
Now, you must understand this about me. Besides the fact that I literally am going crazy, I have always had an obsession with Sharpies.
I know.
I write checks with Sharpies. I write letters with Sharpies. I love Sharpies. I'm naked without Sharpies.
Right.
Rob went
checks are the best part.
Rob went to it used to bug the hell out of Frida, and I actually had someone at a bank one time say you got to use a pen.
Yeah.
Right.
And I said okay, and I got out a fine tip Sharpie, and they still said it's got to be a pen.
It's got to be a pen.
Screw that. Look at what my best buddy got me. Buzz.
Oh, look at that. It's the world's smallest Sharpie.
No, you know what it is? Not only is it a tiny, like midget-sized Sharpie?
Right.
Ah,
very small.
It's a keychain.
It's a keychain,
Wow.
so you can have it at all times.
That is nice.
How great is
You
that?
could clip that on your jacket zipper.
Yeah, you could if you're a faggot. Or you could be like me. You could just carry it around with you for those emergencies.
I thought you'd maybe attach it to a set of keys.
It's too valuable right now, Mike, because it's one of a kind. I've got to wait till I can get to Office Depot this weekend. Rob tells me that they have them in how many colors?
Every color.
Every color of the rainbow.
Nice.
I got the oddest color I could find, the turquoise.
I love it.
Not sure.
What?
I'm just not sure.
Of what?
No, be sure.
I'm not sure of what to think right now.
Why?
Which is stranger, his love of that tiny little product, or you seeing it in the store?
If I had seen a small bottle of Jameson's, I would have bought it for you.
There we go.
If I found like
but I can't put that on a key ring.
You could.
Listen, we got to we got to break for a second. Don't forget we worked at Wava. Mike and I worked at All Hit 105.
Oh, yeah.
WAVA.
One of the wonderful series of products that we gave away. This was brilliant.
Okay. Bottle openers. Sponsored by a beer company.
Great.
With the station logo.
Yeah, wonderful.
It said, don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Nice.
I swear to God.
And they were attached to keychains.
They were bottle opener keychains that said, don't drink and drive.
With Power 105.
From WAVA. From your friends at WAVA.
From your friends.
Ridiculous.
Oh, it's possible to make it wink.
When we come back, here we go. Our friend Patton Oswalt will be on the phone. His show tonight, Comedians of Comedy, is on 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 Central on Comedy Central. When I was out during the stuff with the passing of Frida, Patton had come into the studio and recorded some stuff with you guys, some stuff that I think is going to be on the TV show.
Tonight?
If not tonight, next week.
It's a series, right? It's a series of shows?
And it is it's a 5-week series that premieres tonight on Comedy Central. So we'll talk to Patton Oswalt.
Wonderful.
When we come right back.
Excellent.
Okay, be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
Hello. Sean Hannity. This is the first time I've ever called you, and I'm glad to be listening to you every day right after the Don and Mike Show. And I just think that you would make a perfect guest on their show.
Tell Don and Mike, anytime they want me, I'd be glad to come. Hello.
The Don and Mike Show.
Right.
The bleaching keeps them pink. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Joe's giving in to the pressure.
Yes.
Came in and announced during the break. Oh, would you pick that up, Rob? I bet that's Patton. Came in during the break to announce that he got some calls from some pissed off vets. Joe is now refusing to wear the Purple Hearts.
Yeah, he took them off. So for all those that were calling and giving him a hard time, he took them off.
Yeah, which is just the weird world of Joe. I mean, Joe's entitled to have a conscience.
Yes.
Like everybody.
Of course.
Just, it's weird where he decides to, because really.
It's also Friday, Joe. I should point that out.
Joe, you could have never put them on in the first place and just played along.
Exactly.
Yeah. and then or just tell people that it's a joke.
Hey, but he's keeping it real.
That's right, because that's where he makes a fist. Okay, you got Patton? Here we go. All right. There you go.
I like it when you play the Patton theme for Patton.
A very funny man.
Yes.
Funnyman.
A funnyman, Patton Oswalt.
And I missed him when he was here. When was it? Way back in July?
I think it was July that he was here last time.
Taping for Comedians of Comedy with Patton Oswalt. That's the name of the show tonight on Comedy Central. Here is the great Patton Oswalt. Hey, Patton.
Hey, guys.
How are you, Patton?
How are you?
So, we're great. Your show, did I get the plug right? It starts tonight at 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock on Comedy Central.
11 o'clock. Now, I wasn't here when you were here.
No, you weren't.
With the setup on this. This is you and your friends. And you're going, you're from town to town?
Yeah, we go from town to town, and we start in Towson, Maryland. So we come on the Don show.
Cool. So the part where you were in here, is that tonight?
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, although there was an earlier version we cut where it's me and Brian listening to and doing the interview with Rosie O'Donnell that you were doing.
Right.
And then we had to make it shorter to fit more stuff in, but there's still a little touch of it there. There'll be a way longer scene on the DVD.
Oh, good.
But there's a clear shot of Buzz Burbank and a very clear shot of Mike, and it's kind of fun.
I think what Patton's telling me is that I ended up on the cutting room floor.
No, you're still there. Because it happens right after I do the phone-in with some station in Baltimore, like Big O and or something like that.
Oh, yeah, those guys got fired, but yes.
Oh, why'd they get fired?
Because they stink. Hold on.
Oh, because I get into a massive fight with them.
Oh, that's because when you came in that day, I didn't remember the show that you had been on, but you had a horrible experience, right?
Yeah, we had a big fight on the air, and then on film, when I walk around the corner, I'm going to get comic books, and there's a guy in his truck listening to them, and they're ripping me apart, and some guy calls in, some local guy is like, this guy is hated by every comedian in the business. I know this for a fact. He started out back here, and everyone hated, just clearly some bitter, failed comedian.
Excellent.
So great.
So were you, hold on, I understand that I wasn't here, and I'm glad Mike will be on TV, and I'm glad that we were able to help you promote this. You said one thing, and I just wanted to know, it's almost like somebody playing with a toy when you're not in the room.
Right.
Were you playing with the Rosie toy when I wasn't here that day?
No. I think what you're referring to, Patton, is you guys had listened previously, right?
Yeah. We certainly weren't doing anything in the studio. No, we were just talking about it.
Because you know how
they came in the last time.
How territorial I am, Mike.
Well, let me tell you what he said the last time he came in. He was talking about what's the other name of the comedian who was on the show and who came into the studio that day, Patton?
Brian Posehn.
Brian and Patton had listened to the show.
Hearing you!
When you did that, and they went nuts. But we did play with the Rosie tapes when you were not here.
We did.
But you know what,
Mike,
Don,
I was trying to cover for you.
Don,
I'll get over it, Mike. It's our show. It's your show. It's my show. I'll get over it.
Don?
Yeah.
Where do I sit in the studio, whether you're here or not?
I know, but still.
Our guest.
No, hold on.
I know, but still.
Were you here, Rob? Or?
But it really does. I was. It doesn't.
Were you here, or
Mike?
not?
It doesn't matter who's sitting running the controls. When I'm not here, you're like Riker when Picard leaves.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
nice. So what that means is Riker is not allowed to steer the ship or use the dilithium crystals or what?
Yeah. Well, the dilithium crystals would really be
yeah.
I mean, never mind. I'm just playing, but it's okay.
Not really though.
Take something that I've worked, tried to hone and refine, and make a little that's like my silent part to the show that I can do something because you do the voices and everything.
He came in when Patton came in. He had talked about the fact that he liked that when he heard that.
Everything's okay, right?
Okay.
All right, everything's fine. Isn't that right?
Yes.
That's right.
See, that's what he does.
Who are you?
I'm Larry of the Corner.
Okay.
What?
Larry King.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
We had to cut another scene out where we had gotten some emails from some kid in Herndon, and he said he was home alone, and we were all very worried about him.
Oh, boy.
We go there, and I thought it would be funny if I walked in with no clothes on, being comedians. And then some guy from it'll be on the DVD, but
Dateline. Anyway, listen, Mike.
Good.
I'm truly kidding about that.
I know you are.
I'm busting balls. I know. I swear to God, I'm kidding about that.
I know you are. I know.
I'm glad. I hope some of that Rosie stuff makes the show. I hope Mike and Buzz make the show. I hope you screaming at the disc jockeys is on the show tonight. What is the premise? Is it how tough it is for comedians to go out and have to schlep to stupid radio stations and then go out and schlep to, well, I don't want to say stupid audiences, but audiences? I mean, is it a behind-the-scenes look, Patton, at how crappy the job is?
Well, I think it's a really good behind-the-scenes look at how much fun even being bored is for a comedian. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because our downtime isn't like other people's downtime. Not to brag, but our whole career is about amusing ourselves.
And I know when I go to your website and read your blog that it pretty much reads like if you're 10 years old. It's like, hi, I went to a party tonight. I got really drunk, and oh yeah, I went to a cool comic book store today where I found blah 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 blah. What comics are you into?
Oh, man, we don't have that much time.
Well, just give me, what's your go-to?
That is your number one hobby, right?
What is your go-to?
I read a lot of comics. The ones right now that I'm reading are Warren Ellis's Fell, which is this really awesome crime comic. And I got to say, I know a lot of the nerds are up in arms about this, but DC's Infinite Crisis is amazing. They're just ripping the whole universe apart.
Now, do you read any of the what some people call faggot stuff? I call classic. Do you read like 50s or 60s Marvel or DC?
No, not really. I know that everyone has there's a nostalgic value, but to me, and I know this is a horrible thing to say, it just bores the crap out of me reading it. It's so boring.
Like, you mean you wouldn't even, open a Silver Surfer because he was kind of, ahead of his time?
Oh, no, I mean, I've read the collected editions, but, if you actually own one of those comics, it's no fun to have it because all you're doing is thinking that, my God, this thing is worth $800. I shouldn't even be holding it. It takes the fun out of it.
Where is the... Because not having ever, even in the old comics, I've never tried.
Yeah, it's closer to real stories. What I like is, where it's Batman is swinging through Gotham City, and they're having a giant rubber band convention, and they have on display the world's biggest rubber band. And as it turns out, he's falling from the bat plane, but he grabs onto the world's biggest rubber band and. Anyway,
that's interesting.
I did buy. Hold on, I'll tell you one. Since Frida's died, she would never let me buy this comic because it was too friggin' expensive. I paid over $1,000 though for one of the very first. Not even before the Fantastic Four. Maybe it's Amazing Adventures that features the first appearance of the Human Torch. And what's so great about it is that he's setting Nazis on fire. Because way back in the day, that's what the whole Marvel thing was. It was like Captain America fought the Nazis.
Well,
and
don't show that to Robbie. He'd be too upset.
He fought a guy named the Red Skull, but you don't.
Red Skull was just killed in the new Captain America.
Oh no!
Oh, you're kidding me!
Someone just killed him, and it turns out that the Winter Soldier.
That really bothered him, Patton. I'm looking at Don. That really bothered him.
Oh, it did.
Yes.
Here's why, Patton. Everybody that I liked when I was a kid, and my son is just like you with the comic books. He likes the new stuff. And what's that DC crap you were just talking about? That the thing that you said nobody likes, but the new thing they're doing.
Infinite Crisis.
Right.
Infinite Crisis.
Okay. So
awesome.
I was just down at college this weekend seeing Bart, and he said, "Dad, this is a killer comic. This is like what you're gonna like from your era." And, of course, first off, it's glossy. It's like Sports Illustrated. It's not comic book stuff. I get through like a page, and everybody's in angst, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, I've got ED, and I got to go see my shrink, and where's my Ritalin?" And I'm like, I liked it better when Spider-Man had a zit, but that's just me.
And I don't know anything about either one of the comics that you guys read.
And I've wasted all your time here about this. Comedians of Comedy, which with Patton Oswalt, tonight at 11 on Comedy Central. Now, how many episodes are in the can of this thing?
6 episodes. 6 cities, 6 episodes.
So if I watch it and I don't like it, but this is the only one that I'm in, then I don't have to watch any more of them?
Yeah, except that you're going to love it so much and so fall in love with this show that you're going to want to watch every episode.
Now,
my publicist is holding a gun to my head right now.
Now, really, no BS. Patton's stand-up is killer, and whenever we want to play a tape of Patton, we always have to beep out half the stuff.
Right.
Because it's on Comedy Central. When they show you doing your stand-up, are you going to be able to get away with more than we would hear on regular radio?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot more that we all get away with, me and the other comedians.
Good.
In fact, the second episode is about Comedy Central handing down the rules of, like, hey, please don't say this, and that's us finding ways around it so we can still say it.
Now, you get together with that guy, Brian, and you're like the bad kids. You're like the kids that sat in the back row in school.
Exactly.
Because they were misbehaving the day they were here in the studio, and I'm like a stalker for Patton. I'm that big a fan, and they were just like the little guys kind of going, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever, okay. It was, and they were kind of the nerd guys in school, so it was the nerd guys that were kind of being that way that day. And it was kind of, it was fun watching them do that. It really was.
It was payback.
Payback, baby.
So are you a fave of the frat boys?
Fave of the frat boys. I don't do it as much colleges as I'd like to, but every time I've gone there, I've had fun. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna guess yes.
Okay, and now rating yourself on the scale of comedians, would you say that you are now? Are you bubbling under, like on the Hot 100 or Hot 50, whatever it is? Are you?
I'm on the 100, but I mean, and this is just my opinion. There are so many people that I am a much bigger fan of than myself that I put above me.
Okay, but how would the industry look at you? I mean, look at yourself not objectively, or you know what I mean. I always screw that up. Yeah, look at it subjectively. I mean,
and you're still doing the King of Queens too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that show now, how many episodes have they? I mean, my God, that's Syndication City now, right?
That's like we're in our 8th season now.
Do you get enough out of that where you'll be able to just like chill out on it and you know, get enough money where you'll be making a decent living?
I think I'll be getting enough out of it to live if I live carefully.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic.
Aren't you just pleased as punch with the whole that's just the Lisa Remedy thing with me. The whole,
I know it is.
Lisa, are you still bitter about that?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Okay, here's the most important question. You, Patton, how do you stack up yourself against Danny Gans?
Danny, well, you know what? I can only do the one impersonation, so he annihilates me.
Well, since you brought it up, what is the impersonation, Patton, that you'd like to do? Could you do it for us right now?
I'll do a little Nick Nolte for you.
All right, Nick Nolte.
Good. Patton Oswalt.
Hell, Mac, don't ask me to do my impersonation. I can do this on the goddamn it. Mike, don't tell me that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patton Oswalt is Nick Nolte.
Yeah. Hell, stop the clapping. It's getting in my nerves.
Hate to trump you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tiger.
You want the Nick Nolte?
Yeah. I love Mike's Nick Nolte.
Yeah, please.
Oh, for God's sakes, you don't understand. I'm trying to make a point here, and he's doing his Nick Nolte. Don't you understand? I got a joke for you, okay? If you hit a midget over the head, he turns him. Don't you understand? For God's sakes, he turns into 40 gold coins.
Thank you. Oh, I love it.
Now I'm laughing. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. All right. Listen, you bastard. It's great to have you on the show. Everybody, please tonight watch Comedians of Comedy with Patton Oswalt. That's tonight. And we would talk to you longer if we didn't have big woman Jim Nance coming on the show. We have to keep a real schedule for her.
When's the next time, real quick, when's the next time you're going to be in Washington, D.C.? Do you know?
Right now I don't know, but
okay.
But we're in negotiations to get me there to a club, and the minute I know, I'm coming on you guys' show.
Thank you, Patton.
Well,
on his website.
And again, thanks for putting the show on your TV show. And
yeah.
And we'll be watching for Mike and Buzz and everybody tonight. And good luck with that. And keep rocking in the free world, man.
I will keep rocking in the free. Hey, you know what? You guys keep partying. I love the good time rock and roll vibe on you guys' show.
Yeah. It's clobbering time. You know what I'm saying?
Clobbering time.
You know what I'm saying? Flame on.
You know what he says when he's done with dinner and it's time for dessert? It's cobbler time.
All right, bye, Patton.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Patton Oswalt.
Oh, God.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
So, another Friday is upon us. What'll you be doing, Smithers? Something gay, no doubt. What? You know, light-hearted, fancy-free. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is on the town.
Exactly, sir.
The Don and Mike Show.
They're great. You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
On the other side of the fleshy fun bridge, you will find the Don and Mike Show.
You know what? This is crap. We're going to stop this. We're just going to stop this.
This is crap. Thank you, Dr. Phil. What the frig is wrong with this?
It's heaven. Same thing as yesterday.
Look at that. I just want to push the button.
The day before that.
Call Beth Ann McBride.
Somebody didn't fire up the steam engine.
Are the phones acting up? That's odd.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey. Let me see. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. All of those listener jibes and jabs for Terry Bradshaw, the JB from Fox NFL Sunday requested.
Right.
How many did you actually end up packaging and sending out to JB?
100.
Wow.
And
Only
just so
the
you
best
know,
ones.
she called while Patton was on the line with you, Elizabeth, JB's assistant.
Yeah.
And he is making copies of it, and he's actually having it laminated, and it's going to be right there at his desk.
Fantastic.
I know.
All right.
Having it laminated so
Right.
he'll keep it with him at all times.
Good idea.
Thank you, B.A.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
He better not let Terry see it.
No.
Don't let Terry see it. Get her done.
Terry can't read.
That's right.
Come on, you know Terry can't
I
read.
saw a truck with that bumper sticker. Get her done.
I saw that.
So funny.
Hello there. Don and Mike Show.
How you doing?
Hi, we're doing very well. Turn down your radio, please.
My radio's not on.
Well, I hear
What's on in the background?
Maybe TV.
Your what?
Maybe the TV.
Maybe. Or maybe I just hung up on your white trash ass. Buzz found something interesting on the
very
intranet.
nice. Very nice, really.
It's on Patton's website.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that he wrote about us.
He has a section that he wants all DJs to read this, and it's what to ask him and what not to ask him on a radio show, and what he likes and dislikes about radio shows.
Mm-hmm. So it says, one of my favorite shows to do is the Don and Mike Show on WJFK in Washington. Mm-hmm. These guys hate being on radio, and they make no pretense that it's some sort of wonderful business where the party never stops, and we were born to rock. They think other DJs are brain-dead pig effers, and they can't figure out where it all went wrong. And they ended up in a business where they have to compete with guys who blow air horns and read jokes out of, I'm not making this up, the electric weenie. Mm-hmm. They watch way too much TV, eat too much, bitch about everything, and are effing hilarious. When I was growing up in Virginia and driving my bored ass to high school, they were the only thing on the radio that told me I was right, that life did suck, and things probably were not going to work out.
He is great.
They actually helped me embrace the dead end years of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
See, we've done some good.
That's right.
That's a rave from Patton Oswalt. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Patton. Buzz, if you would quickly go to DonandMikeWebsite.com.
Yes. Happily.
Anybody like myself that loves the internet, maybe you were sent the bottom photo as you go to our website. The bottom photo of allegedly Demi Moore and her boob popping out with boy toy Ashton Kutcher. That, my friends, is Photoshop.
Oh. Wow, that is fantastic Photoshop.
Now,
not as good as ours.
If you will look on top, Buzz, scroll on top, the one we have on top is a real photo.
That's from way, way, way back.
But still, you can compare Demi Moore back in the day, where she is just as naked as can be, and this new one, which just has got like part of righty flopping out. And they've already got, Demi Moore has already put out a press release saying, there are plenty of naked pictures of me, and if you want some, and that's where we found the one that's on top of it on our website.
Thanks for the tip,
where she has said, if you want to really see what I look like naked, either get the cover of Vanity Fair or go to some of my movies, or look at this one, but this thing is a Photoshop.
Wouldn't that picture of her pregnant on Vanity Fair be the most famous cover that Vanity Fair has ever done?
And erotic, Mike. Very erotic. Oh, so erotic.
I almost sent you something that I saw on, I don't know, one of the websites, and it's one of those fake commercials. And it's, I think the headline was breastfeeding for life or something, and it's a couple, it's a British thing, and they go... They go to this house to meet his parents, and he says, Mother, when are we going to eat? I'm very, very hungry. And she says, it's not ready yet. You can wait now. And then he starts saying, Biddy. He said, now, not now, honey, not now. I'm talking to your girlfriend. Biddy. And what Biddy said, all right, Biddy. And here's this, 38-year-old guy that crawls over on the sofa, and she pulls up her sweater. This 60-year-old woman. Yeah. I know you'd appreciate that.
Baby.
It was pretty intense. Fantasy.
You do me a favor?
Yeah, what's that?
Write that down before we leave today.
Absolutely. I'll make sure you enjoy it all weekend.
Go home tonight. Order myself some takeout. Do as I do every night, drink alone, and then pull out Mike's scratching. And work on my own scratching.
Should be fantastic.
At the same time. You can see the pictures of Demi Moore on our website.
Under Daily Log.
DonnaMikeWebsite.com. Just click on today's Daily Log. The guy that had his ass glued to the Home Depot toilet, and everybody doubted this yesterday except me. I thought it was real. He's passed the polygraph.
Really?
Yep. Where he's, and it's not allowed in a court of law.
No.
So certainly it's not infallible, but
you can beat them.
He did, which reminds me of beat your meat on the toilet seat.
Right. And why wouldn't it?
Why did he take a lie detector test?
And I hope they didn't delete that out.
I don't.
On the
and Mike doesn't mean BM like bow. It's let me just say the words meat and seat all rhyme.
That's right. What happened is we had dudes say it once, and it was removed. Right.
And beat your something on the word that rhymes with seat.
Right.
Yeah, you sit in a room and you do that.
Why did the guy take a lie detector test? Because a lot of people were questioning him.
Because he's suing Home Depot, and Home Depot said
it was a scam.
We think this is bogus, and he said the only way that I can prove it is if I take the polygraph. Right.
So he passed it with flying colors.
Yeah, and incidentally, it was the anal polygraph that he took. Boy, if that's
strap him up, boys.
If that's Nancy now. She is just all over the place with her time.
I'm on a different clock, guys.
Hey, guys,
that's what I'm doing right now.
Guys, Jim Nance, I know I told you late. I know you moved around the whole goddamn show for me today. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not her. Beth Ann's not put her on hold. Let me see. Oh, also, I wanted to mention to you that about Kenny Chesney. Now,
please,
is Kenny Chesney does he enjoy
the company of men?
Yeah. Right. Is he, a sea sucker?
If you want to put it that way.
Listen, there are those rumors out about him, right? That he's a sea sucker.
I've heard that.
And that's one of the reasons that Renee Zellweger wigged out, if you pardon the pun, when she was married to him.
Right.
And he has come up with nothing in his defense. I mean, he says it's undignified for me to bring this up. It's beneath me to bring it up. Okay, CMT.com and People Magazine report that they finally said to Kenny Chesney, will you just answer the question, are you gay? Here's the answer. I'm pretty firm in my sexuality.
Pretty. That's it?
And my love for women. But the part that worries me is I'm pretty firm in my sexuality. I mean, the question is, are you gay? The right answer is if you're not gay, you say, no, I'm not.
I saw him on a talk show today.
And?
Ellen.
Okay.
Homo.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what, Mike? They do like hanging around in packs together.
I was watching him. The only
thing that about gays. They feel comfortable around each other.
I wasn't thinking about the gay thing when I was watching him.
Packs.
I wasn't even thinking about the gay thing when I was watching him, but I was watching it saying, you know, what did she see in that guy? Because he didn't. And now that I look back on it, he does seem like there might be a chance.
Not that there's anything.
But
wrong
anybody, not that there's anything wrong with that, but hard to tell because that whole country music thing is got that image around.
I don't think his statement clarified anything.
No, and boy, thank you, Buzz. That's exactly why I brought it up. Boy,
you would normally just say no,
right?
And it seems to me that maybe if you looked deep into the recesses of country music, you might find, I don't want to throw any names out there. I don't want to say Alan Jackson might be pitching and catching. Frankly, I don't know enough country stars to say who might be. But
all I know is Conway Twitty had bigger hair than most women.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, not funny. You know how I felt about Twitty, how I felt about Twitty City.
Twitty City, we never made it down there. We were going to go, weren't we, right before he died?
And then he died. Our dream was to go to Twitty City because if you paid $25, you could stand behind a velvet rope.
And watch him eat his breakfast.
Watch him eat bacon and eggs. We wanted to do it so bad.
How you doing? Hello, darling.
Conway here.
Conway Twitty.
Let me whisper in your ear. Anyway,
you could really, if you want to analyze country music and the gay possibilities, you could go back to look at Hee Haw.
Yes,
which I think was, I think it was rampant.
But I'd also like to mention, and I know I'm going to piss off an even larger percentage of our audience with this, but who cares? The more that I'm trying to get into hip hop, the more I'm convinced there are some sea-suckers in hip hop as well.
Oh, sure.
That
in any walk of life.
And all right, I'll throw out the name. I'm pretty sure this guy's a fagolina. Mike Jones. Don't ask me why. I've seen the video. I've seen him interviewed.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
Not a gay.
It's been a long time, just as lovely.
Conway Twitty.
How about this guy?
How about this guy? Okay, let's see. Charlie Rich? Oh. Straight as a board. Charlie Rich, the Silver Fox.
Hey,
like the song.
Did you happen to see the most beautiful girl in the world?
Didn't he date Donna Fargo?
She was the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Yeah. No way. Now you made me mad. Now you made me mad.
No. Jerry Reed.
Now that is blasphemy.
Jerry Reed is straight, although it wouldn't surprise me if he was gay, too.
Well, he used to make Burt Reynolds cry.
Well, Burt Reynolds probably bi. Glenn Campbell? Yeah. I'd say there's a 40% chance he's gay, or at least he's experimenting.
And, of course, it's always a chance to play this song.
Have you ever felt
which is not too gay. Everything's gay today. I don't know why everything's so gay.
Has the whole world gone gay?
Has it? Let me just see if that was Nancy.
It was.
It was. Is she okay if we break now?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Okay. She's waiting.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bethany. Yeah. Bye-bye. What about this singer? It's a very famous country and western singer.
It was 8 years ago.
Elvis got me.
The concert, you know.
He got me.
It was in the...
It's the Elvis Cup song.
Ream Elvis.
The shot. Super duper.
Fill the cup.
No, I'm kidding. How about this?
That's good country music.
Anyway, that's what Kenny Chesney has to say.
So we still don't know is the end of that.
No, it seems to me, though, that that's not really a great answer.
Right.
Two quick things I wanted to mention before we got out of here. We talked to Nancy. You know, the bar in Tampa Bay where the Carolina Panthers cheerleaders had lesbian sex in the bathroom last week.
Oh, yeah.
They are going to let all professional cheerleaders drink free this weekend.
Oh, that's great.
So if you're listening to us on 1010 Talks in Tampa Bay, the good news is the Redskinettes arrive Saturday night.
Hello, ladies.
And been a long time since we've had a feel-good, and this is a feel-good that's local, that I've not heard covered on the news. I saw this today. Immediately thought of, I thought of Joe first.
Okay.
Okay. From Cumberland, Maryland, a West Virginia woman has been convicted of neglect after she admitted removing a nursing home patient's time-release pain patch and sucking out the medication.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. It was a 72-hour patch.
Wow.
What she did was, when she was coming down the hall, she peeled it away like a Band-Aid and sucked out all the medicine.
Sure, I had to get some really good stuff with this.
She stuck a pin in the patch and sucked it out, and then applied it to the lady, and then the lady said like an hour later, "Well, I don't feel any better," and Joe said, "Can't help you on that." Right.
You might not feel better, but I'm high as a kite.
And it was a 3-day supply of pain medication, and she sucked it.
Oh, God. I'm sure that tasted great.
That happens. People do that.
Wow.
Steal the pain patches.
God. Nothing surprises Buzz.
No,
I know. Really, no matter what we could say.
Exactly. Almost legitimizes it, doesn't
Buzz
it?
is, it
happens all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah, they should really put some sort of, padlock on them.
You know what that patch tasted like?
What?
It depends.
Oh, God. An old person joke.
Thank you.
At least it didn't taste like Adams. Patch Adams.
Patch Adams.
Got a break. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Bitter cold night. The Giants, with a victory against the Eagles tonight, could reduce the edge to a half a game. Not on camera now. We're in Philadelphia at Franklin Field. The score, the New York Football Giants 13, the Philadelphia Eagles 9.
Don and Mike Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And again, happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at the NFL today. Now, the IBM Power Poll. This is picked by my guys here as always. Craig Branding, Jerry, Eric, Man, Bob Matina, our radio buddies, Don and Mike, everybody in on this one.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like a marrow transplant for your funny bone. The Don and Mike Show.
Yep. That's all we get from Nance. I mean, not that I'm looking at a gift horse in the mouth. No. Just JB gives us a lot more. Now let's, here we go. Let's talk to Nancy. And hold on, let me see. Jim Nance today would be in, golly,
Where's the game?
Oh, hold on.
Where's your game?
The number one. Oh, it's a sweet gig. He's got to be in Miami. Hey, Jimmy, are you doing the Patriots game?
We're in Miami. I'm sitting on my balcony here, overlooking the ocean, the swimming pool, and various patrons of the swimming pool. And the band is playing. The Calypso band is full blast. I'm out here trying to prepare for the game.
Oh, how wonderful does that
Sitting
sound?
out here in my Chase Lounge doing some reading.
That's awesome.
Are you in a two-piece? Nancy, when you
you're bad.
When you looked at the schedule, everybody thought that Miami would stink this year, and I know you're surprised that the Patriots are not kicking as much ass as before. Would you have thought at the beginning of the year that halfway through the big marquee game this week would be the Patriots going down to Miami?
No, never saw this one coming. I actually would have thought it would be the Denver-Oakland game, which was pretty close. I mean, this Fox is doubleheader week, and I think fractionally our audience is a little bit bigger than the Denver-Oakland game. But I'm excited about being down here. Spent the whole day with the Dolphins and Nick Saban and Ricky Williams, and we had one-on-one visits with all of them, and the rest of the crew down here. We meet with the Patriots, of course, the visiting team, always on Saturday, and I'm able to report that the Dolphins are definitely a team that's going to be a force in this league for about 10 years because of this guy, Nick Saban.
Jim, have you had any chance to spend time in the pool?
No, and we won't.
All right.
This will be as close as I get, just sitting out here and enjoying the late-day breezes.
Now, would there be any chance, because we know that on occasion you would run through the streets of New York, take your shirt off, and scream, "I'm the man, I'm the man."
I could do that here. I guess no one would make a fuss about it.
I mean, you
Not
go
in Miami, wild
You
Miami.
go down to South Beach, you could go all the way down to your tighty whities.
And then nobody would care.
Yeah.
They would not.
Yeah.
I was actually going to challenge you guys to coming down here the next time I do a Miami game and just doing just that. I'll do it if you do it. But sad thing is, I know you would do it.
Of course we would.
Jim,
of course you would.
Do you know how to swim?
Of course I know how to swim.
Okay, I just wanted to check. Jim Nance. Now, no cheating, Jim. Tonight, 9 o'clock, name the show on CBS.
Threshold.
Is that wrong?
Ghost Whisper. Tonight at 9 o'clock.
That's right.
Now that's really
No, that's, you know what that
not
is?
right. I'm sure of. I'm just sure it's this show threshold.
No, and I'm very sure that
maybe you've got the wrong time zone. Are you talking about 9 o'clock Eastern time?
Here's your lineup tonight. 8 o'clock, you were right. It's the Ghost Whisperer.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock, it's Numbers, and in between, it's a little show that I like to call Close to Home.
I think that's a curveball. I think it's.
You know, are you reading that?
Yeah, it's true. Normally it is Threshold, but tonight it's close.
Oh, there you go. They've moved it. They're trying. I see what they're doing here.
Hold on. Listen, don't you think that I know that? But shouldn't this? but shouldn't he be aware of last-minute sweeps scheduling stuff?
I should. And who does more promo reads than I do?
Right.
The CBS television network.
You're damn right. America's #1 network.
Close to home.
America's most watched network.
Annabeth must convince a jury that a man is guilty of killing a 6-year-old boy on Close to Home on CBS.
Jimmy, we just had something come over the wire. I don't think it's a comedy tonight, Jim. I don't think that Close to Home.
Close to Home is pretty serious.
Sounds
it's
pretty
a good show. I've seen it. Now, its normal home is Tuesday night at 10.
Okay. All right.
And it is in high def.
But I think Threshold is in trouble. I hate to jump out there and make these bold predictions. And I think Close to Home is trying to find an audience, too, so it looks like a little last-minute shift.
Right.
They didn't run this one by me, I'm disappointed to say.
Jim, Buzz was telling me moments ago. Now, where did you read this, Buzz?
From our dependable news source, Metro Source.
Okay. Anyway, there's a story on the wire that Terry Bradshaw is making a bid to buy the New Orleans Saints. Have you heard anything about that?
I actually read something maybe 2 days ago that said that Terry and a group of Louisianians are trying to find a way to save the Saints.
Right.
Now, that was 2 days ago. So maybe you've got fresh information on this.
You know your way around the NFL. What's your take on all this controversy with the Saints owner and everything that's going on there? What do you think about it? What do you hear about it?
Well, what I think is this. I just think it's going to be very difficult for New Orleans, Louisiana, if they want to play in Baton Rouge, they're going to play in the Superdome if they stay there. They've got repair work to do there. But where do you get your fan base?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jimmy, hold on a second. Did you say that you're out on your balcony?
I just actually came inside. The breezes and the views were just a little too much for me tonight. I couldn't concentrate at the level I needed to be.
Right. Do you have any beads?
Do I have any beads?
You know, because you could do like a Mardi Gras thing.
No, just toss them out. No, I'm too high up here.
You
they could cause some damage.
Scream at the girls. You know.
I'll get one of these wraparound, what do you call them, lanais?
I'm Jim Nance.
Yes, a lanai.
I'm Jim Nance. Show me what you got. like a girl's gone wild thing.
Yeah, pretty high, Jim?
Yeah, we are, actually. We're pretty high up here.
Don't you worry about that, Jim? Wouldn't you rather be on a lower floor? Wouldn't that be safer?
You know, if we had any need to, I could actually jump over this balcony and probably land right in the pool.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, James
Just
Bond.
take care of yourself. You are
there was a little thing called Hurricane Wilma, not to make light of it, because I can see damage everywhere I turn down here, that blew through here a few weeks back, and this building looked like it held up pretty sturdy.
Well, you are a national treasure. You should take care of yourself.
Well, thank you, and I take that into consideration when I ask for my room assignment.
Good.
Do you have a balcony at your home in Connecticut?
I have several.
So, of course you do.
I'm on the water there.
Now, I also like just asking you this because to me it seems just an amazing part of your life. You are a season ticket holder for the Houston Texans, who are 1-7 this year. Sorry about that.
You remember that. I've never been to one of their games.
Never been to one of their games. Yeah, you know what that is? That's like throwing money out there. Now, do people actually use those tickets, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've got family down there in Houston.
Oh, that's right.
Sure.
Okay.
And what I've been going to here lately, because my family can't go to every game, my mother, my sister, my brother-in-law, etc., I've been giving them away to charity events where they can put them up for auction.
There you go.
Trying to give back a little bit, guys.
Always giving back.
Jimmy, as long as you're talking about your family, how many members of your family like to ride that Jim Nance gravy train these days? I mean, because let's face it, you've been at it a long time. You're at the top of your field. For God's sakes, you Jim Nance, you're the man. I mean, they've got to be coming at you day and night going,
what
Jimmy.
Gravy train are you referring to?
Well, we just hope you have handlers that can deflect the constant requests from family and friends.
Nancy, it is the fact that let's face it, you're the face of CBS Sports. There's got to be some perks besides pullovers that come with the job.
Absolutely.
And I know that your family's got to hit you up for all right, for instance.
I've got a great example if you're looking for one. For example, if
I hope you got a better example than just Houston Texans season ticket.
No, I'm thinking, Jim, that say a family member in a younger family member, perhaps the son of a wife's sister or something like this. You know, a cousin, a distant cousin in their 20s wants an inside line to get on the next Survivor. You can pull those strings, can't you?
No, it's against the rules, my friend.
Okay,
really.
Jim, have you heard that? Who are those?
Mike.
Who are those two idiots? Rob and Amber. Have you heard that Rob and Amber are going to replace Probst as the hosts of Survivor?
I have not heard that. I'm not going to advance that because I know Jeff Probst, reasonably well from a number of CBS functions. And
hey guys.
Are you reporting fact here or fiction?
No, I'm reporting. Well, I believe it started as fiction, and now I'm reading that it's more fact. Really, that he wants to do other stuff, and that they want Rob and Amber.
We hear any rumors, Jim, in the NFL or in the world of CBS, we immediately check them out with you.
I have to ask you about Jeff.
I'm sorry I couldn't help you on the threshold close to home rumor here tonight.
Listen,
it's killing him.
There's a picture of Jeff Probst that we had on our website that I'm sure was Photoshopped.
We're pretty sure.
You've had him on the show, haven't you?
Yeah, once or twice right after the show first came on.
He's a very bright guy.
Agreed. Now,
very bright guy. In fact, he's written screenplays. He wants to direct. He's got a lot of.
That's not all.
This is going to sound weird. Have you ever been like in a health club and happened to see him naked?
Because we were wondering that we think it was photoshopped what we saw.
We don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Jeff Probst?
You'd remember.
He doesn't have any particular, how shall I say, reputation around the hallways of CBS, does he?
No.
Okay.
I know he's a very decent guy, and I hope he's going to survive the Survivor host role.
All right, now, let's get back to the Nance family on the gravy train, and here's what I was going to ask you about specifically. There have got to be chicks, girls in your extended family. I'm going to go anywhere in range here from, let's say, 16 to mid-20s, and you're down there in Miami. Do they say to you, "Oh, Uncle Jim," or whatever they call you, "Uncle Jim, can you tell me what is Tom Brady really like? Tom Brady is so... Can you get me..." I mean, do you get that crap from your family?
I get a lot of girls who are 16 to 25 who want to ask, what is Tom Brady really like? Do I know him, and could I meet him?
And
but
Jim,
not from the family, no.
Okay, well, then let's just talk about the other girls that come up to you. And incidentally, where do you meet these 16 to 25-year-old girls?
I did kind of trap myself there, didn't I?
Okay, let's pretend I'm the girl.
I must be going.
Hey, you're Jim Nance from CBS.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes. Hi, Jim.
Right, okay, about Tom Brady. I like a lot of people, I watched the thing on 60 Minutes with him. And
you watched it with him?
No, I watched the thing with him.
I thought maybe you were like in his living room watching the show come down CBS Network with him.
Luck. He was profiled. Now,
I saw it.
I was amazed that Tom Brady said, "I've won 3, and he didn't say this like a dick. Here was the quote.
No, he didn't. In fact, he came across very well.
He said
this like a Tom.
I've won 3 Super Bowls, and frankly, I have to wonder if this is all there is."
Wow.
He wasn't saying it to be cocky. He was just saying it like, hey, it's great, but...
Didn't he say he didn't feel like this was all there is? That there's something more in his life that he's going to do that's more important?
Now, you talked to him this week because you're covering the game, and you have 16 to 25-year-old girls that are asking you about this. What is your take on Tom Brady as far as where his head's at with football and him being such a star and seemed to be kind of a humble guy?
No, he's a very humble guy. I suppose this is the serious portion of the show?
Yes.
Okay. No, we've done 13 Patriot games in the last season and a half, so a number of occasions to visit with Tom. And I saw the interview, and I saw that moment of almost wistfulness. You don't know what he was longing for, but... I can kind of relate to it a little bit. I mean, I've made like 300 appearances on the Don and Mike show, and I often wonder, is this all there is to life?
Yeah.
Is this it? I mean, what else am I supposed to do? But anyway, back to Tom.
Yes, let's talk about him.
He, I think, may have, reached a point where, he recognizes his own leadership skills. He is a leader of people. He's a bright guy. Didn't that come out to you in the interview?
he seems bright.
Yeah.
I was
smart.
I was kind of reading.
He's well liked. He's honorable. He's a man of integrity, and I think you just hate at 28 years old to think that whatever is going to define who you are has already been settled.
Right.
It's like the child actor syndrome. It's like Danny Bonaducci,
don't say
Danny
that.
Partridge. Is this all there is to life?
Don't say that, because someday we'll be watching Being Brady, and we'll see Tom Brady wake up at 5 in the morning and drink rum.
Oh, it'll be very, very difficult. But
I think that Tom Brady could, if he wanted to one day. Yeah, that's a big leap, but I think he could pursue
politics,
the political career if he wanted to. Now you say that, you hear that tossed around about people all the time. But
yeah, but it's the competitive nature
too. I think Brady would be someone that could actually go through with that.
I bet he would have a tough time if he lost an election, though, giving a concession speech, because I really got from that profile of him that no one in the NFL hates losing as much as Tom Brady. That's the impression
I heard the comments from his teammates, and they talk about how competitive he is. But everyone in the league is pretty competitive, and I'm sure that Tom has handled, although they don't lose all that often. I think he's handled losing with grace, and I heard the reference to him losing a game of billiards and pool cues, pool sticks flying, and all that kind of thing. But I think the guy has a lot of grace, and I think the last time I was on here. No, you know what? Last time I was on the show with you guys was before the New England at Pittsburgh game.
Right. I would.
Right? Can I tell you what I saw that Sunday?
I think T.O. should run for president. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
but anyway, what did you see?
You could be his running mate.
What did you see?
That Sunday, we're going on the air for the national doubleheader, and we're a minute from air. And the Patriots come out of the locker room a little earlier than they should have. Most of the time, the coach leaves the players in the locker room so they don't, get caught in that moment where you have to stop and, recognize the anthems. Not that they're unpatriotic.
Right.
No pun intended. They're just, they kind of cover that up, so to speak. But Belichick, somehow, the timing for the Patriots, they got caught kind of walking down the ramp. We have one of those, what was called a lipstick camera. It's kind of a little tiny camera. No one would see it.
Hey.
It was buried there in the recesses of the rafters of Heinz Field where the players walk out. And our director, Mike Arnold, just happened to put up a shot of the Patriots there in the ramp that I'm seeing on my monitor. No one's seeing at home because we're not on the air yet.
All right.
He's cutting various shots as the anthem's being played. And there I see the Patriots in uniform, this whole sea of Patriot players. And one thing jumped off the screen at me. There was one player in that whole mass that had his hand over his heart during the anthem. And he obviously wasn't posturing because he was not out in the open. He wasn't trying to show anybody his convictions about God and country. But there was, I looked at it a little bit closer, and the player with his hand over his heart was Tom Brady.
God, you're such a faggot.
I'm kidding. I know. You know me well enough to know how much I really did that kind of thing right there.
No, Jim,
that is so me, and I appreciate it so much.
First, what a brief story that was, and second, what a great no.
Don't you wish you could have been there?
I really do. Yeah, I wish you could send us a copy of the footage.
I could listen.
The anthem was played quicker. Go ahead.
Although we should not get serious. I don't doubt what you're saying about Tom Brady, and I know that you have met with. I'm going to talk about Peyton Manning. For a second.
I know you are. I just you cracked me up.
I'm not going to be goofy about this.
It's the yin and the yang.
Peyton Manning, and I don't have to keep this a secret anymore. Is a good guy. After my wife died, Jim, who's the brother that he has that's not in football? Is it
Cooper? His brother Cooper.
Okay. His brother listens to our show down I think in Lafayette, Louisiana. And anyway, I'm a big fan of Peyton Manning, and he arranged through the Baltimore Ravens, some other people. I got a phone call from Peyton Manning.
That is awesome.
Right after my wife had died, and he did not want any publicity. He was like, "Don't say a freaking word about this to anybody." And then I made a donation to the Katrina thing through when Peyton and Eli went down there. And I didn't write like a note like I'm the disc jockey. I just sent a check, and I was amazed about 4 weeks later when I got a note and I got a Peyton Manning game-worn jersey. And with it came a picture of him throwing his first touchdown pass of the year wearing that jersey. Now it's only because I mentioned it on the air that it's okay with them for me to talk about it. I can't brag about it a lot.
Right.
In your this is where I'm going to sound like a faggot, because I think Peyton Manning is just above and beyond. I mean, the guy didn't have to do anything for me. I'm nobody to him. You know what I mean? But he took the time out because his family had listened to our show and had heard Frito on the show. Who do you think is...
Well, that says a lot, though. You know, we got Peyton next week in Cincinnati. And
why don't you ask him about
tell that story? And
ask him about it, because then you can mention my name on TV. No,
I've done that many times before.
No, don't do that, because it's supposed to be kind of a secret. But I wanted to ask you, now that you've told your Tom Brady story, and I've told mine.
I just want you to know that I've known Peyton for quite a while. He used to do his college games, and that's an incredible family.
Who is nicer?
Tom? You know, that's not fair.
No, I know it's not, but that's why I asked. Who is nicer, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning?
No, those are two of the most honorable, noble sportsmen that you've ever come across anywhere.
They are both citizens beyond reproach.
Yeah.
If one is A and one is, A1, who's on?
There is no. That's like asking someone.
All right, then
Tom. That's not a fair question. Which one's your favorite child?
Brady,
you can't
Peyton
answer
Manning.
That. They're two shining stars of the league.
I'll make it easier for you. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, or Pete Rose? Who do you like the best?
I don't know Pete too well. I've been on his radio show a few times, but that's certainly not a fair comparison.
We got to get you off the phone, so here's your last question.
My gosh.
Who is prettier, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning? And listen, I'll tell you, I think Tom is terribly prettier.
I think Tom's got model looks
than Peyton.
Absolutely.
How about you? Who's prettier, Peyton or Tom?
You know, I'm going to have to take a closer look at that, because I've never seen them without their helmets off. How's that for an answer? Now, you guys are avoiding making picks on the games this week?
Here we go. 3 games.
Because I was undefeated the last time. I mean, I'm undefeated on the year on your show.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. The 3 biggest games of the week. Now, are you going to pick the game you're calling?
No, never do.
Okay, all right, so we can't, although that is a huge game. All right, let's start with Denver Broncos at the Oakland Raiders. I still think Denver is the most overrated 6-2 team. I'm going to take the Raiders even without Randy Moss. Mike.
I am with you. I'm taking the Raiders at home.
Jimmy.
Well, we're going to make that a clean sweep. I think the Raiders, even though they were devastated last week, I think somehow they're going to find enough moxie to come back and put that one behind them and beat the Broncos. It's a must-win for the Raiders.
Okay, 4:15 Sunday. Washington Redskins 5-3. Tampa Bay 5-3. Everything says the Redskins should win. I'm going to take Tampa Bay. Mike.
I hate it when we agree, but got to agree with you on this one.
I think getting very boring around here.
I know, but it's Tampa Bay.
I'm going to take Chris Sims, my partner's Phil Sims' son, and he's going to put up a good performance. It's coming together for Chris this week.
Hey, how's your fantasy team doing? Because I love hearing you talk about how when you play Sims' team, you go, Team Nance took on Team Sims this week.
Yeah, we have some fun with that, and you don't do that, do you?
Oh, yeah, yes, we do.
Yeah,
we do?
Yeah. Don's fantasy team is doing quite well.
How about that?
6-3.
You know what we ought to do next year? Seriously, this is not for the radio. We ought to get a fantasy league together.
Oh, I'd love that.
I'd kill to do that with you. I'd kill to do that with you.
Okay, just keep that one tucked away. We can do that.
One more game. Let's pick one more, Jim. How about the Monday night game? A lot of intrigue. Dallas at Philly. I think if Philly loses, they're screwed for the year. I'll take the Eagles at home. Mike.
I like Dallas.
Mike, I'm with you, baby. I'll beat the Cowpokes. They've already beaten them up pretty good once.
The Cowpokes. All right, there he is, everybody. Nancy, the great Jim Nance. This weekend, it's the big game on CBS. It's the 1 o'clock kickoff. It's the Dolphins and the Patriots.
Should be a great game.
It's in high def.
It's in high def, and next week we've got the big doubleheader is undefeated. Well, of course, I'm assuming they're going to beat Houston, but undefeated Indianapolis at 7-2 Cincinnati.
Huge. Oh, and listen, what do you think about your coach in Houston? Do you think he's got long for this world? I mean,
they're starting to bounce back a little bit. I'm not a disgruntled season ticket holder yet. I'm still living on the expansion line here.
How would you feel if Dom Capers got canned and they put Mike Martz in?
I've heard that's been reported somewhere. I mean, I don't even start speculating.
But you don't
want
to
speculate? How about if Bill Belichick was the coach there next year?
Okay, well, how about if the Easter Bunny brought pieces of
save
gold?
the tape.
Save the tape.
Save the little tip for you.
We've got our hands over our heart right now.
How about Santa Claus coaches
you guys.
the Cardinals? Hey, guys. All right, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for talking to us. We'll talk to you very soon.
Always a pleasure.
All right, goodbye, Nancy.
Close to home tonight at 9. America's
Get out of here.
Post-Watch Network. CBS.
Jim, CBS
Bye,
Sunday.
Jim. Bye, Jimmy.
There he goes.
There she goes.
He is so consistent. I'm enjoying the breezes, guys, the Miami breezes from my balcony as I sit poolside.
Come on, guys. I never pick the game I'm calling. Never.
I guarantee you, he does radio interviews. You will not hear that Jim Nance on any other radio interview.
I love calling him a faggot.
that was the line, though.
Because he doesn't know. You know, there would have been a time back in the day. That's when he would have said, "Hey, guys."
Hey, that's where I draw the line.
Over the line.
Way over the line, guys.
He used to get upset with goddamn.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember there's hey, do we have to use that language, guys?
Is that necessary?
But that was back in the era when he would call after the interview and say, "How was it?"
now he's just going to get his steak.
I was going to ask him to wear these Purple Hearts, but I was pretty sure he'd say no.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's Nancy. See, and she's worth moving our whole schedule around.
She was really better than I've ever heard her.
Hey, guys.
Come on.
Guys, I think I was back on the show back then, guys.
And right now, he is so frustrated that you got him on the CBS schedule. You got him, whether he covered for. Is that, what time zone are we talking about?
Because unfortunately, sadly, my life is such that I do read the TV listings in the morning.
Did you hear, not only did he do the time zone deal, but then he backtracked with, these shows are being switched around because they're really not performing. He is the best.
Do you think he's on the phone right now calling somebody out for not notifying him about the change?
I didn't know about that CBS lineup change.
Guys, listen, tonight, close to home.
I've never heard of that show.
You're replacing terrestrial, whatever.
Threshold.
Carla Gugino.
Felt good about it. Feel good about Ghost Whisperer.
Hi, this is Nance. Is it Tuesdays or Fridays, guys? Make your mind up, please.
I gotta know.
Getting confused here.
Nance, really loving 2.5 Men.
And then he tells that story for a half an hour. And I'm really, he's doing it in that Azalea Line fairway style.
Painting a picture.
And I'm leaning, and I didn't know. And then the payoff is it's Tom Brady again. And then that's when you called him, and I believe deservedly so, a faggot.
Faggot.
Oh, God, that was funny.
Oh, he's a beautiful faggot.
Nancy.
He's great. Thank you, Jim Nance. And JB, if you're listening on your way to the airport, play your cards right, and this cherry spot can be yours next week on the Don and Mike Show, this cherry time slot. All you have to do is take some of those laminated put-downs that we gave you for old Baldy.
Sure.
And lay them on him.
Yeah, we'd like to hear the hillbilly humor.
Now, let's see. Oh, here's what we've got. We've got cash to give away. You know, we're running towards the end of the calendar year, and God bless her, Beth Ann McBride, who's really one of the top, I believe, one of the top 75 producers in the country. She said to me, you've got, we only get so much money each quarter to give away. So she said to me, you really got to slow down on giving away money. We're going to run out of money soon. Well, the problem is that, again, it's no problem. It's the end of the year, and we are actually going to have a surplus of money to give away.
And it's use it or lose it, right? We have to give it away. It must go.
And what we normally do is end up doing shows where we just talk about like farts and porno and sports. And then like the last show of the year before the holidays, we always go, hey, like we got $4,000 to give away. And we just give it away like to a caller 100. So let's see if we can give away multiple $100 bills right now.
Very good.
That'd be great.
You know how to play the game. It's Guess the Whoopie. We'll play with your grandparents. The deal is this. You call us at 877-365-3636, and you guess the last time that your grandparents did the nasty.
Really helps in this era of babies having babies.
Flabbergasted.
But we do give special credit to people that have older grandparents.
Right.
Whatever.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Mike, because I myself am a grandparent.
Go out and take a look at it.
Yeah, I've looked at 3 beautiful kids.
Because it's true.
It's true. And I'm 47.
Right.
Now, if the Frida situation had not happened, I would...
You're damn right.
You could play the game, and my answer would probably be yesterday.
Right.
But you get an older guy, a guy like Buzz, or a guy even older than Buzz.
I'm liable to lose you.
Like him.
And maybe then let's say they say the grandpa is 85. Then we might ask when the last decade was.
Yeah, we could probably say, was it in the 70s?
Right.
Fire me.
Thank you, Jack.
Or was it in the 80s? Anyway, it's just a game where...
I'm scared stiff.
What? We call...
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you can identify the last time that they knocked the bottom out, you are going to get yourself...
How are you?
Just fine. A $100 bill.
Nice.
Knock the bottom out of that
Time
thing.
goes on.
Yes, that's right, Jack.
So call now, and we'll see if we can get as many as possible. Maybe we can give away $500 or $600 today.
When was the last time that Grandma was face down?
Ass up, face down.
That's the way we like to.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Thank you, Larry.
So here we go with the senior citizen edition of Guess the Whoopie.
Where did you get that nickname?
What nickname, old man?
He's having fun with you.
Yeah, I know. Did you make?
Never a tremor of doubt in my mind.
Yeah, that's a yes.
Absolutely.
Look at
Almost.
that. Yeah. Oh, almost.
It's even worse.
So it's not come out yet?
One of the finest men I've ever known.
No, he was asking if anything came out yet.
I was quivering and shaking.
That's a yes again.
I guess so. Do you need a moist towelette?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
You know, by the time you get to that little road that's got all those turns and all that like driving through France, you're just going. Wait me when we get there, sweetie.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Hello, listen. What is your name, my friend? A telephone guy. Hello.
Jim.
Yeah. Oh, Jim.
Jim, you're familiar with how we play the game, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, that sounded good. Jim, let's see. Your grandparents will be calling. Your grandma and your grandpa. How old are your grandparents?
Oh, 65.
65.
And what are their names, Jim?
Bill and Kirby.
Right,
Bill
now,
and Kirby.
Once again, in an effort to save your valuable time, you are our trusted listeners. Rob will try to call and see if the grandparents are there first.
And then we will ask Jim to guess the last time he believes. Well, they're in their 60s. Are we going to go for a year?
No. We're going for about 2 months.
2 months ago.
Okay, see, all right, hold on a second.
Right, he's already answered. We'll go with that as his answer.
Keep the answer in your pants, and let's see if we can get through to Bill.
Or Kirby.
Hi, is this Bill? Hi, Bill. It's
Beautiful.
Rob.
All right, listen, while Rob is making the final preparations with your grandpa, what you are going to say, Jim, is the last time that he took your grandma face down, ass up,
right,
would be approximately, September 11th? Since it's
approximately, sure, yeah.
Do you want to go with a month? Hold on a second, Jim.
Okay,
will we go with the whole month of September?
Well, here's the thing. If it's only 2 months ago, Jesus, right. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's just.
I would say if Bill says, I don't know, a couple of months ago, it's a winner.
You know, let's not tell Bill that we've got a parameter set. Let's see what Bill says.
We won't say that, but if Bill says a couple of months ago, or he says September, then Jim will be a winner.
Then you'll be our first $100 winner.
He's clear.
Okay. All right.
Okay, here we go. So now, joining us on the phone is Grandpa. And hi there. Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Hi, Bill. We got your grandson, Jim, on the phone. Jim, you want to say hi to your grandpappy?
How you doing, Bill? All right. What's up?
Well, listen,
buddy.
we're playing a game on the radio with your grandson has a chance to win a little money.
Buddy.
$100. The game is called Guess the Whoopie.
It's a wonderful game. We've been playing it for the better part of 20 years on the show.
Now, let me see. Jim, can you handle this without blowing it with your grandpa? Can you explain the concept without giving away too much?
All right.
So all right, Bill, go ahead, Jim.
Bill, here you go.
Yeah. Now, hold on for one moment. Why do you not call him Pop or Granddad or Grandpa Bill? Why do you call him Bill?
Just called him Bill. That's just what I do.
Bill, Jim is your grandson?
Yes.
See, that's where the discipline goes, right there. It's just what I do.
Jim is my son-in-law.
Pardon me, sir?
It's your son-in-law.
Yeah.
So you're not really his grandpa?
Well, Grandpa, he's got a mess of kids.
By marriage.
By marriage? Well, no, son-in-law is not by. It would be grandson-in-law.
No. What? Joe, don't come in and yell at the people now. No,
Jim, is this your grandfather, or is it your father-in-law?
This is my father-in-law. I have 10 kids, but we always call him Grandpa. That's why. Oh, come on.
You're an asshat.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
We call him Grandpa.
Bill, I'm sorry that your son-in-law is just a retard.
We were supposed to be playing with grandparents, Bill, and Jim lied to us.
Well, or he didn't understand that.
No, he understood. We made it clear, and that's why he said, "Oh, it's just what I do." When I said, "How come you don't call him?" When you said, "How come you don't call him Grandpa?"
Well, Bill, may we?
Well, he calls me Grandpa.
Yes. Well, may we give you
my daughter?
May we give you a gift for being on the show, sir? Okay, well, great. I'm going to assume your silence means yes. And courtesy of TowerRecords.com, we will send you a DVD copy of Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2. That's from Tower Records and Tower.com.
Enjoy the movie, okay, Bill?
It's the only place to feed your addiction to pop culture. Get your fix at Tower. Tower Records.
Hey, it's my 27th anniversary today.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Wonderful.
Enjoy the gift of music.
That qualifies as the grandpa.
Yeah.
That qualifies as the grandpa.
No, not really, sir.
Bill, do you like chicken?
Do I like what?
Do you like chicken?
Sure.
That's nice.
Okay, thank you. Hold on, please.
We do, too.
Way to go, Mike. Way to set him up for it.
Thought you might enjoy that.
I love that about you. Hey, old man, do you like chicken? Yes, I do, because you know what he's thinking.
Sure.
You're going to be
big chicken dinner coming.
Then there's Jim, who cheats at contests, has dozens of kids. He just has no discipline.
Right, no discipline.
No, dozens of kids. Right.
Let's try someone else. And did you notice Joe coming in, ready to scream at that guy?
They just don't listen. No, it wasn't stupidity, guys. What it was he was scamming us.
Yeah, and Joe had his hands over his head. That's how upset he was.
Right.
Yeah, like Joe said, that's it. I've reached the boiling point, Tracy, baby.
Man, I can't wait till my first cold one.
Hi there. Don and Mike Show, what is your name?
Alyssa.
Hi there, Alyssa. Where are you from?
Silver Spring, Maryland.
All right, Silver Spring, beautiful.
Alyssa, I dated an Alyssa when I was in high school.
Is that you, ma'am?
No,
Let's try.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Your grandparents' names are Ray and Joanne.
How old are Ray and Joanne, Alyssa?
77.
Oh, now. Ooh, this could be the mother load.
Well, you make the parameter call.
Let's ask Alyssa first. Alyssa, when's the last time that it was face down, ass up?
I'm going to go with 98, but that's just random.
98. Do you want to give her the 90s? They're 77.
No, I think.
Is that too old?
How about the second half of the 1990s?
If she says
that would be good.
If she says the late 90s,
that's it.
The late 90s, we'll accept that.
Mm-hmm. So what will be accepted will be anything after 1995, the late 90s, or, of course, a home run, which would be, I believe it was 98.
Yeah.
I think they might say recently just to be smart, but...
Well, we're going to, Alyssa, we'll let you handle that. You need an honest answer.
We'll press them.
And again, you will talk to either your grandma or your grandpa, whoever Rob gets on the phone. It's your job to explain the game, and please ask them to be honest.
She's charming.
Who do
nice
we have?
lady.
Oh,
good.
Grandma?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go. Let's talk to Joanne. Hi there, Joanne.
Hello. Hi, Grandma.
Hi there.
Alyssa.
Hi there. Welcome to the show. We have your daughter, Alyssa, on the phone.
She's playing a wonderful radio game that we've been playing for a long time on our show.
It's called...
My granddaughter, but I love her.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's so nice to know that you're not her mother-in-law. Like the last.
I'm not her mother-in-law, and if I would be, I would love her just the same.
Oh, that's great. We'll see how you feel after this.
We had a real turd on the phone a second ago who was trying to pass off his father-in-law as his grandfather.
Yes, he was cheating during our contest, and that wasn't fair.
So, listen.
So what's this contest about?
Well, this is a chance for your granddaughter to win $100.
Playing a little guessing game, Joanne.
And as a matter of fact, Alyssa, why don't you go ahead and explain it to Grandma?
Without giving anything away, Alyssa.
All right, Grandma, I'm sorry. I'm stuck in car traffic going home from work.
You're stuck in traffic going home from work.
Yes.
Okay.
And they want to know ballpark. I don't really want to know.
No. Why do people cheat?
No, I'll have to ask.
Yes.
The question is, and I'm sure you want to understand it, how long since you experienced the Ray spray?
The what?
Isn't that your husband's name, Ray?
We're playing a little game, Joanne called Guess the Whoopie.
Joanne, Alyssa, your granddaughter, has already given us a guess. The last time that you and your husband, her grandpa, Ray, had marital relations.
Made beautiful whoopee.
Try yesterday.
Is that Joanne?
Yeah, this is Joanne.
Joanne, was that your answer?
Yes, that was my answer.
Whoa!
Is it true?
Whoa! Now, hold on. Yeah, Alyssa wanted to bring something up. Now, Alyssa, you said they might say that, right?
I did.
Now,
hey,
Joanne.
It's true.
Joanne,
it's true.
Is that true?
It's true.
I'm giving her a round of applause. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Does Ray take the little blue pill?
Yes.
Yay! Oh, we got to give Joanne something for her honesty. Absolutely, yes.
Joanne gets $100.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
the grandma gets $100.
Cool.
And you should know this, Joanne. Alyssa, listen to the credit she gave you.
She gave you the late 90s. That was her guess. She said 1998.
We would have accepted
Hey, I guess I fooled her, too.
Yeah.
The good news is that $100, that's good for 10 copays at the pharmacy.
That's good stuff.
Oh, this is too funny.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone thinks so. All right. Thank you, Joanne. Hold on.
Good job.
We're going to send you some money. We're going to send you $100.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, hold on.
$100.
How about that? How about that, Alyssa? Are you still there, Alyssa?
Pretty amazing. They just came to my wedding, and little do I know.
Hey, how about that? You got to give your grandparents more credit, Alyssa.
I know.
Did you say they came to your wedding?
There's silence now on the other end.
Of course there is. Hey.
Yeah.
It's time for the Ray spray. Get out your umbrellas, girls. Mr. Ray.
Is this the part of the show sponsored by Lunesta again?
You know, I did take another one of those Lunesta sleeping pills last night. And I tell you, they work like a charm.
Good.
But it gets to be about 6 o'clock East Coast time.
It's like clockwork the way your fatigue comes.
And it's like, boy, because, I'm getting rest, but it's not peaceful rest.
Sure.
But I'm getting more rest than I've gotten for the last 4 months.
It's kind of a medicated rest.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. And I'm finding that that around this time of the show...
You get a little saucy. Yesterday, it was later in the show when Santa's pants came off yesterday.
Santa.
But it's really not that bad.
That pervert Santa.
It's kind of, it's kind of edgy, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like when Robert gets overtired.
Thank you. How old is he?
He's 3.
Thanks.
But I see the same. It's
Thanks.
good.
Why don't you go back and take a nice whiff of that fart I just left you?
I came over here. You can turn the mic off, but I'd prefer to stand here for now.
Ray. But what, wasn't the Ray spray him?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
What's your excuse?
My excuse is I don't want to go over there because you didn't hear it, but...
Oh, come on.
Again?
Oh! Directional microphones,
That was my cell phone. Some a-hole keeps calling.
I bet Ray does some of that, too. Honey!
Okay, how are you?
Oh, my God.
How are you anyway?
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. And we'll come back and we'll talk about Atlantic City and bowling and eating and drinking and
what happens afterward.
God, and I'm just as horny as a dog out looking for a hole in a fence.
Yeah, see, because that fatigue thing will be that gets you a little horny too.
Yeah,
when you're really overtired and you can actually feel like the only thing you really want to do is
have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for a glory hole right now. I'm looking for like in the Little Rascals when
they
would
they use them.
When they would they'd be all the Little Rascals would be trying to look into a baseball game.
Right.
There would just be a hole in the wooden wall, and one at a time they put their eyes up and go, I sure can see the game real good. Well, boy, that would work for me.
You just wouldn't want to see who was on the other side.
Right.
Well,
Beth Ann, get out the poster board. It's a joke.
That's right.
Because she's really probably getting the poster board.
Man, scissors.
You got to make that hole plenty big, Beth Ann.
Oh, God. Quit your bragging.
Okay. Enough of that. Just one last thing.
Yes. One last thing. Yep. Very good.
One last thing. Let's see.
Yeah, he's looking at the inter-office phone list. And once again, the phone is working as well as it always does in-house.
Jesus Christ. Now, why is that? There we go. Come on, big bucks.
I think I know.
Come on, big bucks. Come on, big bucks.
Does it involve a gym? How am I doing?
Yeah, you're golden.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Okay, hold on. Before we rejoin, and we're back on the network now,
yes,
with all of our stations, I forgot where I was in the show. That we can definitely go to Buzz with news.
Yep, that's what we normally do.
Yeah, but this is also like an open break.
Yeah, it's flexible.
You should also know that besides Buzz's news and comments,
yes,
I do have a brand new list of dumb things George Bush has said.
Oh, goody.
Dumb stuff he said. Well, like, for instance, I'll save this till Monday.
All right.
But just 1 week ago, George Bush was shown a map of Brazil by the Brazilian president. Who knows what the guy's name is?
Right.
Anyway, his comment was, wow, Brazil is big.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby.
Let me see. And where's another good a good new one?
Don't underestimate his powers of observation.
Hold on.
Brazil is big.
Doesn't miss a trick.
Here's a good one. What is today? November 11th?
Right. Yes, today is November 11th.
This would be from November 3rd. You know what they say about cold? Whoo, it's cold.
That's one of his originals.
Yeah.
That's going to be in the library when he builds his library.
Monday, we'll come back.
Oh, good.
Might be a small library.
Let me see. Oh, God, I do have this. And this could be like a whole show on Monday. The 2005 Durex rubbers, the condoms, their global sex survey results.
Is this from men and women?
Yes, sir.
Around the world. Exciting news.
Yes, sir. For instance, we can do this one real fast. What sexual experiences have you had? Affairs, threesomes, gays, lesbian experiences, S&M, tantric sex.
That's a different brand.
Anti-sex, what's that?
C-rings, love beads.
Oh, wow.
God damn.
Hi. Have you tried new Anu-sex?
Okay. Have you done it in the car? A percentage of people have done it in the car, their parents' bedroom, the garden, the bathroom, an airplane, a bus, park, club, work, beach, school, on camera, in an alley, at a party.
Oh, was I supposed to say stop?
Here's a good one. Let me just ask Beth Ann this. And you know what? Screw it. We'll go to Buzz here. Obviously, we'll go to Buzz with the news. But while we do, let me just...
I'm still trying to think alley. I heard you say that one really quickly. In an alley.
Hi there, Beth Ann.
Hey.
Beth Ann.
Yeah.
According to this survey that we'll get to on Monday, well, I'll ask you, and let's see if you have the number one answer. What do you use lube for? You, Beth Ann McBride.
Right. What do I use it for?
Yes. What do you use lube for?
Wow. How do you set it so?
Things are it's easier. It's not.
Reduce friction.
Number one is because of vulva dryness.
Fantastic. A midnight chuck, wasn't it?
Then it's that Anisex.
Anu-sex.
Yeah.
Step up to Anu-sex.
Where you have it once a year.
And issue number 4, 47% say that they use it. There has to be chicks here. Use it, and maybe it's gay guys too. Use it to make relations less painful.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. So this would be a good survey on Monday.
47% said that?
Yes.
You would think you wouldn't need it, but.
Yeah, well,
47% of the people who use it, I guess, said that's what they use it for.
And once again, there's the great communicator Buzz when it comes to sex.
I'm just here to clear things up.
You know everything.
He knows it all.
Yeah.
All right, B.A. Oh, and
he's Father Sex.
You going to put the stuff about the bowling on the website?
Is that where you want it?
Right on the front page, please, darling.
Okay.
Bowl America Fairfax. It's the return of the Don and Mike gutter balls.
Yay.
We're going to be bowling next Wednesday night versus some of our listeners, a bowling team called the Pinheads.
They're good.
And we'd love to meet you. We're all going to be out there bowling, getting drunk,
We
saying
going to do
hi.
any uniform coordination?
No, we are not, because I am not wearing a bowling shirt.
Mix and match.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Because
There are certain rules.
That's right.
Please don't make me.
I don't think you have one anyway.
There you go.
We have pretty kick-ass
I know.
bowling
You
shirts.
guys are going to look good in those shirts.
Well, they look good when we're doing the trick shots in the show bowling.
I'll lend you one of mine.
I nominate the purple shirt. Because I know I have that one.
I hope I can find
Whatever.
one.
Got them all.
All right, Beth Ann.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I held on to it. I was going to throw it. I might have thrown it out.
Anyway, that's, let me see, that's next Wednesday. We start bowling at about 8:30.
Just watch one of those, those clean this house things where they throw everything away.
That's a bad thing.
And I may have been influenced by that.
That's
thinking
too
we
bad.
weren't going to be bowling again.
That's too bad.
I wasn't drinking, Rob.
You know what might influence you as well?
What's that?
Is something that Buzz told me he looked up on the internet a couple of seconds ago.
What?
Hold on, Buzz.
Well, I don't know.
Let me open up the news while you prepare that for Mike. See, you shouldn't have told me.
Yeah.
You should have said with a disclaimer.
Yes.
Don't say it on the air.
Well, I just don't want to make
a world where owning a radio
anyone
was strictly
uncomfortable.
forbidden.
Well, I'm really excited
One man
about it now.
found a way to bring
Is this
good
bowling
news to
related?
his people.
No.
He made it up.
It's Buzz. Okay, and now
He's not looking anything up on the internet.
Buzz's news and comment. Well, I guess he's going to just relate it to you from the top of his head then. Anyway, a second ago he said, now didn't you tell me you read this on the internet?
Here's what happened. I thought there was a ring of familiarity when I heard Don mentioning that you'd had maybe some candy bars and you mentioned cheesecake and the other day it was another dessert.
Yeah.
And I thought I recalled something, so I looked it up on the internet and it was in fact true, and that was people I guess who drink. When they stop, they tend to replace it with sugar.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if perhaps that was the case.
Yeah. I think that. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be worried about that.
It's like a metabolism thing because alcohol turns to sugar as
No,
soon as you
that's no
drink
problem
it.
at all. I just have one question about all of it.
What's that?
The F are you doing talking behind my back like that? I'm just kidding.
Although this would give me a good idea for a drink for you in Atlantic City this weekend.
Preparing the bit.
Chocolate martini?
Coke and honey.
I'll be fine. No, they say, yes, you do crave sugar and you get just a little irritable.
And, Buzz, and that's what he doesn't have the balls to tell you is that he said to me, are you aware when I read that thing, they said when people stop drinking and they replace it with sugar and with stuff, that eventually it's going to be crash. And look at Buzz. Look at Buzz wiping the perspiration. Like what? Like Mike's going to come over there and beat you up.
What do you mean eventually? You mean after the sugar doesn't work?
That when you replace with sugar, then what happens is you have the inevitable, the rise and crash, but maybe a little bit more pronounced than other people might.
Well, it's not like I'm sitting there drinking like a fifth of bourbon a day.
No, and we know that, and we talked about that.
May I also point out that the transition from to stopping after the 29th of October was relatively easy.
Well, that's good.
And still really is, if I can be perfectly honest.
You said that very much like Tony Soprano.
Really is.
It was
the whole tray.
Relatively easy.
It's easy. It's relatively easy, Don.
That's what I read.
I
already ate my Tootsie Roll Pop.
I'm not ratting out Buzz, and I'm sorry. It's just
it's
the
all right.
reason
I never want to hurt anyone's feelings.
The reason candy even came up.
Joe, where is my Christing taffy?
It's because the lovely Jessica Rabbit dropped by the studio. As it turns out, when we tried to call her moments ago, she's not changing to go to the gym tonight. She's going surfing this weekend in Virginia Beach.
Wow.
And we asked her, what do you got, Joe? What are you doing?
He's teasing him with a candy bar.
He's
got a Hershey bar.
Teasing Mike with a Hershey bar.
Thank you.
Just speak when you come here, you freaking mime.
Thank you.
I'm so tired of Joe coming in the studio. And what he does with Mike is get out, Joe. Now he's doing the I'm trapped in a box thing.
He held me. He held up the Hershey bar. Is that me?
Telephone.
Of course, that's you. Mike's the only guy with a cell phone ring that sounds like that fake one we have.
Right.
I know.
Who's calling, Mike? Is it Carla?
No.
Oh,
it's one of my counselors.
Because if it was Carla, it would be the first time she'd be calling to yell at you.
No, she's much more subtle about it, and it works better with me that way because it's much more of the how is the Hershey bar? And then I'll say something like, I really should, because I should get back on track with this diet. And then it's kind of like, no, it's you. It's your body. And that just makes me feel like,
may I suck the jelly out of a jelly donut, please?
Anyway, Jessica Rabbit came by, and when she dropped by the studio to say she was not going to the gym tonight, that she was going to be putting on her wetsuit, and she was going to be going to Virginia Beach to go surfing.
Should be the voicemail.
She brought everybody lollipops, because she was sucking on a lollipop as well.
Very nice of her
which
to do
got
that.
Buzz and I talking about candy.
Sugar, that's how it came up.
That's what Buzz said, did you get a lollipop? And I said, and Buzz said, I was just reading this thing on the internet. And what, Mike?
That was my contact from the Domino's sugar refinery. I think everybody's blowing this whole sugar thing way out of proportion.
What do you have in your mouth?
Chocolate.
Buzz, what is your lead story tonight on News and Comment?
Well, tonight, Dr. Evil returns to... sorry, Mike and I just exchanged glances. Dr. Evil returns to Washington. Your cell phone makes a nice leash, and guys, if it itches, scratch it.
Now,
it ain't my grandfather's, my father-in-law.
That will break. That will break and come back with the news.
Do those stories and more.
Yes, we'll have all of that.
I'm really sorry. I've lost my focus.
You know someone who's done it in an alley? Parker, who's the guy that was married to Kirstie Alley?
Parker Stevenson.
Parker Stevenson.
In an alley.
Yeah.
Parker Stevenson. He's done it in an alley. He's done it in a dirty alley.
A horrible, dirty alley.
Back alley.
Yeah. A back alley where they store fish.
Alley cat.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm getting dirty.
Holy cots.
Holy cats.
Holy cots.
Meow.
Smells like a litter box back here.
Mm-hmm.
A chocolate cake.
Remember that commercial when she first started?
Yes.
Chocolate cake. You should really work on your Kirstie Alley. Would you? Would you please?
I will try to work on Kirstie Alley.
Would you please?
This weekend.
As you continue to eat candy.
Oh, I look like her.
You do not. You're prettier than she is.
Thanks so much. I appreciate
It's
that.
Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Okay, well, back with Buzz's News and Comment. This might be the most disjointed segment we've done in a long time.
I'm getting ready for that big crash.
Jesus Christ.
Is that right, Buzz?
Let's see. How many people think lubricants are just a gimmick?
I don't think they're a gimmick at all.
You know what? I can't even get to this because you're eating.
No, it's good. You just can't say no. Once you have a first bite of a Hershey bar.
That's right. Those are great.
All right. But remember, you're not drinking, and we're all proud of you for that. Way to go.
Well, I mean, it's not like I've stopped. I'm taking a break.
That's right.
I'll be back.
And you're going to be a big winner in Atlantic City this weekend.
And you're going to get the call Thanksgiving morning. Just to know how I eased back in.
Buzz,
yes.
What's coming up now?
Dr. Evil returns to Washington. Your cell phone makes a great leash, and guys, if it itches, scratch it.
There you go. Thank you very much, Buzz.
You bet.
Hershey, Mike.
Thank you, Buzz.
Great candy.
Mm-hmm.
Great horse.
Great highway.
Even better theme park. Don't you remember how much you liked going to Hershey Park?
Hershey Park.
Be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
Coming up, Handsome Man recaps news in pleasing baritone. Stay tuned for this and more. It's time to make stinky with Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Hey, let's give a plug here. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Plug tonight, Patton Oswalt, our good friend, has a show on Comedy Central. Comedians of Comedy. He was on the air promoting it today. Tonight it's at 11:10 Central on Comedy Central. Please watch for Mike and Buzz. Mm-hmm. They will both be on the show
tonight.
As it turns out, the day that Patton was in, I was not here that day, and Rob was sick that day. So tonight it'll be Mike and Buzz, and I believe the featured comedian is Peter Rosenberg.
Peter Rosenberg will be featured prominently on the show
tonight. Anyway, that's on Comedy Central. Please watch it because Patton's funny. Mike's on, Buzz is on, and you'll dig it a lot. Mm-hmm. And now here is Buzz. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. Before we get into the real news, Pat Robertson. Yesterday, he tried to frighten people, the people of Dover, Pennsylvania, essentially telling them don't go crying to God when some kind of disaster hits your town. The so-called Christian broadcaster warned citizens that they had, quote, voted God out of your city. He's talking about this week's election in which voters fired all 8 of the school board members who had forced creationism into public school science class.
I really do believe it. Now, he's made jerk statements before, but I think I'm beginning to think this guy's got early, and I'm not being joking. No. I think he's got early Alzheimer's. I really do.
And I think he makes a lot of sense. I think he makes a hell of a lot of sense, Mike.
I think you're going to find out in a year or two, your sense-making man is going to be like eating pieces of bread and thinking they're chicken.
Baby food, yes. Quoting the dementia patient, I'd like to say to the good citizens of Dover, if there's a disaster in your area, don't turn to God. You just rejected him. God is tolerant and loving, but we can't keep sticking our finger in his eye. If they have problems in Dover, I recommend they call Charles Darwin. Maybe he can help. Today, Robertson says he merely meant to point out that such actions have consequences.
Would you stop persecuting this right-thinking man who should, by my count, be the President of the United States?
If only he'd have gotten the support when he needed it.
I wrote in his name every time I could.
Robertson.
Apparently, saying a string of idiotic things in the name of the Lord has no consequences, at least none that we've seen yet. Like when he warned Orlando that it risked hurricanes and terrorist attacks when it let gay rights groups put up rainbow flags on a public bridge.
Okay, and he was wrong because?
Or October 2003, when he suggested the State Department be blown up with a nuclear device.
And that was wrong because?
Or when he suggested the assassination of a foreign leader last summer. Or when he said feminism encourages women to, and I quote, kill their children, practice witchcraft, destroy capitalism, and become lesbians. That's just crazy. Most feminists would never kill children.
You know, again, I know this is not point-counterpoint, but what has he said that, first off, isn't right, and second, I've not read in the Bible.
Thank you. You decide.
Thank you for adding balance.
The good news.
You bet. Oh, and this bulletin.
Yes.
Just in from God.
Yes.
On Pat Robertson.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang!
Robertson.
It's Veterans Day.
Yes, it is. The good news is they're now manufacturing Tamiflu at a fever pitch. The prescription drugs Tamiflu and Relenza may prove to be our best defenses against the ravages of any superflu epidemic, including the deadly bird flu.
Okay, now, Rob all week has been bugging me with what he thinks is the joke of the century.
Let's hear it.
I'm, of course, exaggerating.
What's the worst thing about the bird flu?
What?
It's untweetable. See?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did chuckle at that.
Yeah.
No, you're all high on sugar.
I know. Wait till I crash.
then you'll hate that joke.
Exactly.
This is going to be deleted out. I'm going to hit the button. I hit
Johnny,
the button.
the CBS intern.
I hit the button myself twice.
The CBS. Johnny Dark, the CBS page.
But I agree.
Tease up! Anybody see it last week?
And he'll be on. No. Will he be on tonight?
I hope so.
Right.
This guy.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling your wang!
When he was on Letterman last Friday night, as he is most Friday nights, it didn't really go over because the crowd didn't dig what he was doing.
Right.
What I loved is he comes out and he says something to Letterman, and Letterman goes, well, thank you very much. And he says, yeah, I'm yanking your crank, Mr. Underpants.
Wow. Just like 1960s.
Yeah. And then after this bit totally just falls, he's unfazed, smoking his cigarette, and he goes, hey, Schaefer, twist me out of here. And Paul Schaefer plays the twist, and he actually does the twist as he's walking off
Does he
stage.
go across the whole stage?
No, he only went out just the side door.
Went into the side door.
Yeah,
right. I'm pulling your wang!
I hope they stay with that.
Yeah. So the good news is that they're now making a lot of these drugs, like Tamiflu. The company that owns the rights is even, for the first time, talking about sharing the recipe with 8 other drug companies.
Oh, that's bad. It's really bad.
The bad news is...
You're not supposed to share that stuff, right? Don't you get the flu, too?
If you share the medicine and you wash your hands, it should be okay.
That's needles.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do we have needles? I don't know. I forgot. I was thinking about needles.
There's no Tamiflu exchange program.
Oh, okay. Right. Sorry, it's the sugar.
The bad news is it takes about 7 months to manufacture a single pill. The main maker of Tamiflu says it can make 3 billion of the pills, but that it's going to take a couple of years. The bird flu, if and when it spreads, could be here in a year. From our seems like a big story to me department.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Bird is the word. Bird is the word.
What is the significance of that? Besides just being in the movie, what is the significance of that song?
From Full Metal Jacket?
Mm-hmm. It is the transition point between the bad part and the good part of Full Metal Jacket.
Wow.
The first part being the really cool boot camp where he blows his brains out, and then they go right into that.
But you said between the... That's
I know
like,
Full Metal Jacket, you can watch it in its entirety.
That's almost like when we were talking about the Viking sex boats.
Yes.
That there was the good boat and the bad boat. Yeah. But really, the bad boat was the good boat.
And even the good boat was bad.
Even though, yes. And you're right that that's the point when Full Metal
Jacket... Isn't that the music they put on when they're going to Vietnam?
That's...
I think so.
Yeah, does it come on at that point in the movie, right after they get out of boot camp?
Or is it when Joker is, for the very first time, out there and he's got the helmet on and he's got the peace symbol on?
And they're in the chopper?
Yeah.
And the guy's like shooting at the innocent people?
Yeah, yeah.
That movie, maybe the second half is just as good as the first half.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
This should be our new music for the bird flu.
Pretty good.
Not that I'm not tired of this.
Oh, no, you got to go with the bird.
We can rotate them.
That's
hold
the
on.
one.
They're both good.
And one more as well, Buzz. And just bear with me while this queues up. The Elvis Cup. Don't forget Monday's show. You don't want to miss it. We'll have the singer on.
Elvis did the concert, you know. It was in the chorus.
Why don't you just go ahead, Buzz?
Right.
I'll just run this underneath.
This seems like a big story to me. A man convicted of public lewdness for scratching down there is...
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
That's why I don't go on. No, he's
to ignore that one.
That guy is off the hook for scratching himself in public. No legal problems after all, but it looked bad for a while. Matthew Pinto of Trenton, New Jersey, was arrested after his coworker saw him vigorously scratching himself in the groin area by way of a pants pocket.
You say his last name is Pinto?
Yes, I did.
Every time he scratches his nuts, his crotch explodes into flames. Thank you. Remember back in the day, Pinto?
Yes, they did.
Also, Pinto from Animal House.
Who was the Pinto? That wasn't the guy we interviewed. That was
no, we interviewed.
That was Boone.
Pinto was Tim Mathis.
Pinto was the young guy.
And don't forget Pinto beans.
That's
Pinto
right.
beans.
That's what Pinto was reaching for.
Mm-hmm.
The coworkers say he was looking at a couple of girls at the time he did the vigorous scratching.
So some guy named Pinto was scratching his nuts.
Pinto,
He was scratching his
nuts.
nuts.
But not really scratching.
Clerk at a drugstore. Who knows? He says he was.
It was Tommy Hulse.
Here's what happened. Matt was arrested, tried, and convicted for public lewdness. Matt argued that he has jock itch, and even his wife took the stand to testify to that.
Boy, there's a win-win.
So yesterday, an understanding appeals court judge overturned the conviction.
You know what? This is crap.
No, it isn't. In his decision, the judge wrote that, and I quote, mere touching or rubbing near a clothed, intimate body part is not flagrantly lewd, lustful, indecent, obscene, or wicked.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
That's definitely the transition music. I really believe it is.
And the other thing about that movie,
yes,
I always forget that Private Pyle is the guy from Law and Order,
right?
Whatever the one is that's not the good Law and Order.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't it Law and Order SVU?
No, it's Law and Order Criminal Intent, CI.
CI.
That's what it is.
The man who shaped the president's oh-so-successful career is back in the saddle again, Karl Rove, who's still neither been accused nor cleared in the spy outing case.
Are you ready for some football?
Acting as though he doesn't have a care in the world.
What did I tell you? What did I tell all of you,
were right.
all along?
I know, you were right.
I'm Karl Rove.
You're always right.
I will always survive, and I threw Scooter Libby under the bus. He didn't deserve to stay with a name like Scooter. Not like me, the architect.
In October, just a short time ago, we were asking where in the world is Karl Rove. He was laying low after the indictment of Scooter Libby.
I was at my castle, playing with electricity.
Now, not only is he once again attending White House meetings, making speeches, and firing off emails, Karl, quoting one senior administration official, is in a good mood.
Yes.
He's Karl.
I'm happy. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Oh.
I'm Karl Rove.
Quoting a Republican who stays in touch with Rove, I've noticed a big difference. There's a spring in his step, more focus, more something.
I will celebrate by sitting in the dungeon and listening to the trash man.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
I'm Karl Rove.
the Republican source says it's like some sort of weight off his shoulders, and isn't that what we all want for Carl?
Surely it is.
Here's your culture of corruption update. The shady Republican lobbyist Jack Abramoff asked the president.
There's that funny name again.
I told you the name would be back. That guy asked the president of an African nation for $9 million to get a meeting with President Bush. $9 million. No wonder he couldn't meet with Cindy Sheehan. Within a year, Gabon President Omar Bongo got his meeting. And according to documents just released, Abramoff then directed the money to a company in Maryland that's now the target of a federal investigation.
Whoopie.
New survey says 3 out of 5 of us don't think the Bush administration has high ethical standards. There's President Bongo now.
Of course, I get it, President Bongo.
Yes. According
President Bongo.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Here's what the president had to say.
Yes.
You Rob, Speedwack.
Yes.
I hate you. I hate your big fat bald head.
That's why he wanted the meeting.
Ass.
According to the Associated Press poll, more than 8 in 10 of us think the president is stubborn. Muhammad Ali thinks, on some level at least, that Bush is crazy.
Muhammad Ali also thinks.
This story may illustrate that he's got more on the ball. He has a little trouble getting around. He moves slowly.
Okay, I got to be careful about that because everybody really is protective of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, a great guy. The greatest, in fact. Muhammad Ali did that finger-twirling thing at his head at Bush twice last night, as Ali and 13 other luminaries got the president's Medal of Freedom. The president playfully put up his dukes at Ali just before draping the ribbon around the champ's neck. That brought on the first crazy finger twirl. As Ali sat down, he did it again. Quoting a newspaper account, the president looked visibly taken aback, laughing nervously.
Just so everybody knows, what he was doing was, remember when you were a kid, and you were in the back of the car, and you would like to piss off your brother, as I would do, without saying it.
You're cuckoo.
Around your temple. Yeah. You drive me crazy. Yeah. Like that.
In fairness to the president, I hate to defend him. I think that Ali, that's kind of the shtick that he does with everybody that wants to fight him.
Right, and that may have been what it's about. But there's been some speculation today. Since Muhammad Ali was outspoken about the Vietnam War, some people thought perhaps he was saying something else there.
I think he was just trying to brush his teeth.
When we come back, Carl Malone is the man, and cops choke a chicken thief.
All right, thank you, Buzz.
Miss again.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Gosh, I hate to interrupt. It's all been so incredibly fascinating.
Oh, entertaining.
And entertaining and instructive. Really, the time has just flown by.
The Don and Mike Show.
I only hear the goddamn thing every day. Still don't know it by heart. Bow.
It's the home of Helen Lehos and her 14-karat gold corduroys. The Don and Mike Show.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Once again, here is Guy Birdley. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. In sports, great story. When Carl Malone told the feds he wanted to help hurricane victims and not the way other celebrities did in New Orleans, they told him to stay out of it. FEMA had it covered. Carl didn't buy that and went right to work in Pascagoula, Mississippi. He volunteered millions of dollars in manpower, including his own and equipment from his company in Haynesville, Louisiana, to help clear debris. The feds tried to stop him, but in 2 weeks he had removed 115 condemned houses to make room for reconstruction. The feds told him he needed a federal ID number. He ignored them, and soon they started to help him. And finally, in California, a motorist who thought he'd hit a deer got out of the car to check. He hadn't, but an oncoming car did hit the deer, sending it flying into the first motorist, breaking his ankle.
This Real World Minute brought to you by Gym Source.
Cops choked their chicken thief in Saratoga Springs, New York. A 37-year-old man who'd stuffed a roasted chicken in his pants, a Price Chopper, was put in a chokehold by police after biting the store manager's arm. And a woman in Iowa says...
You are now. You're a punster and you're a wordsmith.
Price Chopper. That's the best.
That is good. Wordplay. And a woman in Iowa says she will not sue Folgers for the dead turtle she found in her package of freeze-dried coffee.
Good heaven. No.
She thought perhaps it was a toy prize. It wasn't. The company...
in your coffee.
Based in New Orleans, the company says it's too early to be sure, but believes this probably happened because of Hurricane Katrina. Yeah, let's say that. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show.
Sorry, we're
Thank you, Buzz. That's it. We got to fly. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Love you, Frida. Love you, Bart. Love you, Amy. And Mike. Good luck in AC this weekend.
Thank you, baby. I might give you a call from there if I get lucky.
Call me if you fall off the wagon.
I will. I'll call you in any event because you know something always happens in Stink Town.
That's the attitude that's going to make you a big winner tonight.
Right. Yeah, who's going to be the big winner?
All right, that's it. We got to fly. And
Happy Labor Day.
Right, I know. We don't know where the Veterans Day thing is. Good day to you, sir.
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 And you.
I'm going surfing.
Hey, all right.
Right, Jessica. Yeah, catch a wave.
Oh, Stink Town.
Oh. Hey.
Well, I meant that in the best possible way.
Now, what if she's listening?
You know, it's the term that you use for women.
Jessica, you're some nice stink. Is that what you meant
That's exactly what I meant.
Beautiful.
It's exactly what I meant.
Almost poetic.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
How's your old stinky pinky?
It's good. How's your vertebrae?
Yeah, how's your compressed vertebrae?
Little stiff.
There you go.
Little stiff.
Thanks again, though, for the nonverbal response. Mime, monkey, moron.
It's a little stiff, Don.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great weekend.
It's Marcel.
Jessica, I meant nothing by it.
This is the Don and Mike Show.